Alonso echo press conference see CM2 say what even Champions League finals Vinicius will take center stage of the press conference no Senka weekend we Champions League final and Madrid elbow point Vinicius Junior will take center stage of Xabi Alonso press conference but now no make same we saying the aura Ekuta opinion friend Xabi Alonso that aura need to be studied how or carry home and then the composer the rate at which Oma and Yema is so simple. Are they also say Ubibeko can be na ya exaggerating na escalating ama news about ewo. This man walks around it. No amana eboko. First one or the aura. Emma Sam said the nanke ebeko ankudu when Vinicius na all kwanche na all shout to coach in the sashay butomi neni. Had it been any other coach and or react different way. Aside the Xabi Alonso, and can they hear reading meanings into Vinicius Junior and will be reading meanings into Xabi Alonso. But Okipo, the composer, and the calmness, said, I am the boss. I have taken the decision. Say backfire, I take responsibility. You can give whatever reactions that you want. Let me keep calm. Let's finish the game. Now, a game, no come over brain, but Wednesday na Vinicius have a patch. Now, waba pre-match. And I'm saying, for a press conference, now say. And of course, how are you dealing with the situation? Now, if you look at him, on Wednesday, we had a meeting with all the players and Vinicius was very good, impeccable. He spoke from the heart with sincerity, and for me, the matter is settled. They went further, asking further questions about the same matter. And I'll say, can we talk about the Valencia game? We are near Vallecano. Any other matches are a DNM. I've told you people said the matter was settled on Wednesday. Finito. Vinicius Apache, we je teammates ne obi e di mapo obi ache asem bi e obi anakwa I am the man in charge. Going into the next game, if he merits 90 minutes, he plays. And also, obi boy, he sit. Boys need as sometimes frustration is error, but there are times you need to act right. After saying Vinicius departure, I sat here and said, Vinny and Chop, and if you want to be diabolical, you can get loopholes in it. Because Opacho Omunina or Menim. But about until this statement, or Mete coach in the statement. But the man Akosans you need a boost or press conference. Now, as I say, your manager, some your man in that. But there a do visual. Or father for Mango Bizarre Alonso soon get fair to Vinny. That is 100% true. So over last season, now they compare season where there are things that Vinicius was air last season. This season on your side, man, it be how I know the opponent a contokwa or the fans, away fans a contokwa. All those things were die. In terms of the work rate, game compared to last season, he is doing it this season better than the now or last season. But say a pool, coach, and a Ijina bench. Or on any selection, tactically, there has been times match coach ayen saturday I'm here against Adina coach in here. You confront the coach and say, oh, yeah, I think the Nipa now win a free mono. He wasn't the right person. No, so you because the mother boss so see will be a Ujano Park. So the coach will give you tactical explanation, the reasons why here Uja player A and I player B or Park. So at the end of the day, if the results did not go as planned, I don't know about my blame coach, but results ne cost the you leave him. No. Kweku say your poor match. Why would you leave it? Maybe your poor match. And as Real Madrid about draw and now Omelusua. Then you can go back to the drawing board and say, Vinny born na Auburn. I didn't think that we from Ojina man be winning. But Kweku, he had 3 points and I have pursued me over 90 minutes. No, they are also angry now on the FIBA. Oh, there's only be okay. So game now here. Aquarius Madrid form free on the day, not even better than Omina. That is true. In terms of work rate, no better than Omina. But they are not all the most important thing. Why they say go? Don't forget that in that game, now Mbappe didn't gas goes, baby, you know, say really one of the Kawa says you did yes, you can do it. Half of men no. The key movement nearby the killing game. Or Coco Squanda Sacha. Or say no. That's you. Yeah. It is our player. Alcoku. Wakwa Squanda after penalty, Mbappe so bogey. DIABY. Meaning say, that is spirit about
Vinicius no onu na ehu na asem kama nkofo nka bi ma. Currently Vinicius is the world best player. He knew world best. Say Ballon d'Or dey currently Vinicius is the world best player.
Yeah, FIFA.
E no na say enim so san nkofo na ball yo omode. Yeah. Ballon d'Or ne dey nkofo bi a.
French football man.
No mo yo omade. But currently is the world best player. So me a world best player na manya ya no manya me rivals. Me yo mo adwuma. Me bobo na me yese me fili na lo so wa yima fili. Na no me wa asem ana.
And a coach in actually will say, on in the assembly, it's part of the game. What I want to see, if the matter is indeed solved properly, in the next 3 matches. That is what I want to see.
That's
what I'm saying. Say matter solved properly. The same who from the two parties. Now, one, how Vinicius Junior will act. Games are the Valencia game, the Rayo Vallecano, and then the Liverpool in the Champions League. I want to see how Vinicius, if given 90 minutes, how Obefaso Abon. And again, I want to see Xabi Alonso. If indeed our boss now, who said Opeso Chile or now, matters now are surrounding. So the Vinicius did not match him. Now Ankoya, will he get the boss to substitute him again? 3 matches. I want to study the Real Madrid team and see how the two parties go. Ever react. Tell me who say indeed the matter has been settled and settled properly. Say, oh, the Nigerian now on money get the boss, take him off. So, oh, body you know, be any panel more than one, so any take that person off. Let's see that you are the man of your words.
You see one thing about this young Spanish coaches in Alabama. We might about them.
Then,
we a bold rough. And this is now require attention fast or palm. Yes, I can see it.
One after the
other. One thing about Alonso, they're more unique as compared to our coaches. Although the playing career, or achieving your money, I know who dressing room. I think who's there? Oh, who cried?
Who dressing room? So he's been in Bayern dressing room. He's been in Real Madrid dressing room. Liverpool dressing room. Those this Liverpool dressing room is Steven Gerrard or Fernando Torres more. Spanish national, yes, of course. So he's been in dressing rooms and coming with a lot of egos. So I think that, just like I said, the 3 games he did, and I want to see how he will handle the situation. How Vinicius will also react to say, "My partner, the actual partner to me, more than one, so and the coach have the right to take me off. There are other players or also. Alonso also will prove point for us to say, Nipa no Jina so one also more than one so any and we have that 3 matches in my books to study the team, to study the 2 people involved, to see say the matter has been resolved amicably going forward in us opening before maybe you must crown. Now my team come over with Manchester United among new goalkeeper now among Eden Bayern. Now since our boy in the I think that
William Seba, Bobby Rametimiere Man, Neya Jorda, Koma Yede Banodosi Papa over the weekend, Manchester Jepene, Etimi Ekoswa, na ano edina emu eshe na emu edeno yeri update awrona efimo eba ni say the World Cup qualifier or ani chemo amanonia Africa hano ye Japan ya final playoff no Eramodia Congo a qualifier moko akwakura mo the world stage yeri intercontinental playoff no niama ebeda ye pera masara no pa luta ma enjoy niama na isiete no ewie ebehwe na yeti abo modern na pesi mu no ato aso etimi area ma ye bro fiere ababeri nkomo nya bocha the Black Stars of Ghana ejina kono omo bo against South Korea na sere abi mountain and opanzi in place ni bo omo excuse omo ho se bibi ntino omo ntime mama mejamu boejuma emfa emaye na afinra the big game so a call so the Ghana Premier League no eno na ye tete arehosem ewe chini nanze eduana supporters mufi abo asoba eba be support seru sana report the chezo moko kokoro mu no akwenhia ba manipa enum na jeze mienu efima miensa na bebi omo no ano edi ni na be na ye tinye rewram na incident bia etimi call so niam bia na nkofon says the refia and no handle game no nyane right no ni nyine the update na ba be rametimi man to what join here na jeze we share ewie or live on TV Fakye TV nyame enshare what joining a social media platform ni bia bini Facebook Fakye TV or joining our like wa share wa comment or commentary adia ehu hia me presence me kenkan etini area ma eti on Facebook joining our follow wa like wa share wa comment on YouTube joining wa subscribe and kama pa wa like wa share wa comment and the WhatsApp line on 020-754-3637 020-754-3637 na boa na nema deda ye pa etimi area mami didi Abu Dhabi lutakin o de ebe kwa manone Habib Mohamed ene o match edi obewura mo bechi mbarahra Ricardo Vaz wa maestro enso ano Benas yeri executive producer Ayu Kofi Philip MP NFA Edible MC Malik na Julio Caesar omunyina techi Imalabi Jakamare Chukwamsi awa Chidi NFA Junior and Akio Lana Kasa the programs manager Abe Kuku Oche Omadaroma yani baba bejamu bejumano etiniere ma kama party margin chenembra 0207543637 yana o quick yakwere ba pe yebe bie kwan mu area ma mesunku malewa man na wabomodin breaking it down wataching it down ajeja mu yompo na aboa na ne makoyie pa area ma diere o quick yaba ya prestore obi ram na mano nensem no ato aso etiniere amamo yara su jama ya boy juma bo amani amakoye pedman to join the area seneme keno why insha ya baba be call amanone na amanone komono luta etimi edidodo na aba be down kakrakra the World Cup qualifier ya bomodi etimi ewie na afia baba be ka intercontinental playoff no any Europe omode no ezanze bibia de dia bosumi aye baba be ram December ne de tosunu ne yehwe na draw no etimi ewramunti no adwenche ne ba 020754 3637 0207543637 or a page or on Facebook so our Queen Soberana wetime there are Millennium Construction 7K Emfa Echo Zebra na bra be Roma Mashe no mo na eboa na o die so na ba mu simple pa de bia ka zenipa o ho a zewa toka wo damu no ade a efe pa berija pa de eno ane se wenya asase abomodi esifie obedidi ho a ama baba bedidi ho onana beba bedidi ho nana nkanso a ebeba baba bedidi ho ntia no kan bi na Millennium se ya kemfa trozo so wa ma no wo Ghana a eye simple kra adanse hu niam bia omo ewo bia no echi no yebetini age asase ama o se no pese ensifie emfa emmawa yebeboare aye de ama o opeso ntofia yehwene aye de ama fie na dada opeze ne renovate a nyina ehwene aboa na ye ne kama pere amomo sister ne mo 15 to 20 solid years a omo ne obi anya asem da omo dwuma no omo ye no eya de ye sonko a efe ye papa era fe akono de etereze omo akonkoden saati ne ba ne real estate development a dodo na ne Millennium Construction edins also ene omo bo edwuma omo no omo afe acha no bosome no makun so erikon wotwe no na ye ready say dem de maami bi ene ne ba ne de ne example ma no sifi ama ne maame no era maame ni fi mu era so omo bosome miensa omo nkeka na emensi ni zanze ne maame no opeso obo modi no gya no kwan krakrakra e we fi obosome miensa ye de maame ne to mpa mu fi oda ono se hye odumu zampa Sama no baby obi a ni age Millennium for o mada romantic schools out na churches out na market out na hospitals out na mo a ene kokoji ADC hostels out na omo na ebo adwuma opo mo a Kumasi Bushen na Yas Junction omo ye adwuma na ma na 0244 274084 0244274084 now ne Millennium Constructions heading common abo na ne ma de ye pa etini area ma Gentleman Dental Clinic ene eya din amene doc ebedi nkomo na wahwe ne waboa na ne ma koyi pere amama ka zemne o ha bia o wanuma Gentleman Dental Clinic etimre no so a na wa me yasinkunwa na yedi sa nkomo no kama pa ezanze ejuma obo krudi amane ano edi de won kra de ze geze ne oba na wo ha wo se ho usika sem ne de dia kakra bia obi aro fawro mo Gentleman Dental Clinic Limited obere na ya bomode na yetini etwitu after no na de aka no wetwa ne kakra de omo nyino madaroma omo eka bi ne yekọ akwakọ drum na amano ne nkoma odo na yetimi e de remedy amount me mana ba mehwe na mama na kwa bara afia hwe ne akona amano ne nsem ato aso era ma ken bibia abokọ de
Nyame adom kwaku na so
bezo mo wedin na amano ne tizei
mo ye mo de se da bia ise wi ase abrabo sere na ebi tinisu na ebi so tempenten kwantie ye nsem de dodo na wa ha ye de ebre ya hwefo na wie na boxing bout ebi betu da AG Anthony Joshua ne fight ne ebenya abaso ebenya abaso ye de mo details na ebeba Mate some de bibre wa ha Mate ture mehwe na meje mama on na odi akwaba oba na nkomo bi obi are ato aso ne edi ture mamija mu fama o na fe kwa ama no nebra why Mate right pronunciation na wie na you be breaking it down na you touching it down na you knocking it down na nya dajajacham yompo wa no nsemo na yemfa pokekra boxing yemfa shasem fama mom na nya so Roma Jake Paul and the confirmation about let's say heavyweight bouter a better drum when Anthony Joshua was in Yamipa 9th December and a son took on a bet me a basso na Jake Paul any AJ and took on a bet me a basso na was here to come up here and no penny backwa your friend Johnny Nelson at the same Piatuja na opinion Johnny Nelson or Casa bad about what it was it one young tunda no nim sasam tokano betma basna mom 9th December say enebeko.
To me, it shows me his desire. Pick up 50 million along the way. Nobody can knock him for this. This is now business. This is business. For Jake Paul, absolutely crazy. Jake Paul is a domestic level professional fighter here in the UK. Would he win a British title? No, I don't think so. So now they're putting this domestic level fighter in with a former heavyweight 2-time champion of the world. The weight is 245. So I think last time Anthony Joshua weighed around that, it was when he boxed Usyk. That means he's got to be fight fit on point, because his last fight was 18 stone. I think it was 254 against Danny Dubois. So now he basically saying you've got to get yourself in position, get yourself fit, and get yourself ready for fight. It's not piddlyweight. This is a fight. It's not a push and a pull. You know, so as long as it's not a push and a pull, and don't put me down.
Ano the tower, ye jama breaking it down. Down to boxing bout on the Benya Paso, and ye AJ Anthony Joshua, or Bo or referee J. Paul, and no and Johnny Nelson, don't send Piatuga after said official announcement by Mammy Boy now. Then Carlos Forbes, Jesse number 7, our Portugal, no game against Ireland. By now, your friend see Ronaldo. No, Ekwedi red card. Now Ekwedi red card. Now it was a game another. Portugal Babonra against Armenia. Ronaldo and Timmy Amor. They seen Tiffany Prejafo. Aswo now Banner friend Carlos Forbes and a shed Jesse number 7. But Juma Baya Kama and the Sobiano Omsisa Ronaldo 7 or Wajakan time. So when one Crawford person now and what Carlos Forbes a shadow Juma Baya Kama Mame Opani David Beckham. Now the Beckham no sound Madiana Yasa. Now Ukraine video no I damn David Beckham, one of the famous footballers, Yanyan Wasasi, so will run a catcher onward, Diane, and a video in Kaka Victoria, as a video David Beckham, and on the bus, oh, my husband, David, Diane, your Pusansa Diana Pay, and David Beckham on one and every year, or say egg, and what the channel, a Kosia, and a Nikun and Wakaka, or as a Koshan on one Asia Peshe, and Assassin, or Pesam Nachekakra, as to the actual woman, and no David Beckham and a year, after this chef Beckham, and no Adiapa, not Mammy Techie, or my national team, at Bess and Gaga, it was Spain, Sevilla Chronom, now Urama Spain, but against Techie, World Cup qualifier, Spain, Castle or Omode, or now qualify, almost 15 points, and a Techie, our 12 points. Taking your win, Ochina, our Lakatuja Stadium, na Utra and Na Avia, Jeromoha, na a batch or take it almost a movie or move through a river, our Techie, a Primo Sevilla Spain, no matter Pajuma, no Bia Sweatmaya Kama, and 2 Jonia Techie, Omtimum, and no more Quaco Bordeaux Air Bus, no more Kuramo Airport, no Marco Fly, no matter Primo Spain, no Chagana Tomato, no Techie player. You've had Kancha no glue on so see Academy Inter Milan. Inter for Segami China or Bogami Ria or Barry Port to Inter or training grounds or not what Bano become a Brian Kama. If it's a Omania Bray, Namipa Wednesday and official Inter Milan, a resume training. Almost by now, West Keeper, Lord Taro Martinez, almost by Ramo Angola, 1 year Argentina, and a buyer after Argentina game. Wababaka, Nami Pauchina, Boyna, your friend Lord Taro Martinez, Eperam Ewan Pacha, Piano Gentle, Babia Inter, Omiyom training, no Remo training a day before the official resume. No, Papa Sononessa Boynom, I training Namipa, Wednesday or Pioneer Fan Hakancha no glue, and other players, as far as Inter team, na Christian Chivu, and Doma trainer Biaswa Kama. And no Adiapa, not Mammy Air Stadium, Lakatuja Stadium, or NHL Spain, any techie, or Mugam Penapaso, no Roma, me patron say last time I have 48 hours, I was pitching arrested, I was pitching air ready, and now Urama Spain, or training or my was pitch so, or Maram Babia Sevilla, or training, and a team no akɔm training na said a bear pitch and a tef from a bear ready a bear kama no china the last World Cup qualifier game Spain Turkey assortment to do na braso ye kama and na manager Luis de la Fuente akasa ebusan so panyin na Spain coach Obakasa na Spain so far more qualified na more so mathematically Spain oma qualify eye there set Turkey basho omo and ya tofia kwa eye there so mo qualify no mo copy na say pay Spain teams omo contenders as a World Cup baku betima job so for me qualify as Spain eye one of the contenders on betima World Cup no and third day I was Spain to qualify some World Cup no bo anya dem no twa anya de then watch him and Luis de la Fuente aside to them as qualification ya den de best major Spain qualify no bia so ya fine ya busan goalkeeper Unai Simon ya tesi wa bra o betima dam Luis de la Fuente esen pana minor enya kese bia bibia come recover or bedam at Spain against Turkey na me pachina and you small pendia to da mame aya Troy Parrot na Troy Parrot akwadani tadwe jinam sa below so aba se we are saying pe aya striker Dutch bia Team Sakasiem, a Bakun ho, or move a panitinapa, who had the image now, yet Nas at their Biasuna, so for Sakem, at my AZ Akma, now biting in Bob, the Tadjani jumps up below so bar. They said this particular season, already performance at my AZ Akma, what bought 7 games, what 6 goals, and a Dama woman, no Romo, Ireland national team, or Pioneer Self Dumapa, as well as now Troy Parrota so far Ireland won 5 games watch 7 goals just a binum or a player to watch our dache and at their grandmother now after World Cup qualification and you bisa nana said dim komo kakram fa nana no now nana bemano Troy Parrota Portumapa says so kwane club or Choco Nano against Portugal or brought 2 goals and run against Hungary no Patrick no be kama na pie na no eso kasa na ni so wa emotionally na no ni ajabro so was set ne ban ne wa ma wiase ate wo monkan wa ma wiase hu no ne ba be pie mo Tottenham Hotspur ne na no ba Tottenham wa nya bia mo sa obi ante ne den ya yu ba bia ko ba bi Krodos one ya ntrafa kunya nguase ene ne na no ekopie mo AZ Akma woni tadwana sori jinam asa plus oba apito Beljana obewro ama bia ye kama Miduzan Vlahovic na rival our J Medical Center na Urama Juve almost striker no ekopie mo international duty at Serbia na okwa wakopra kakra na wo se na obaba o Turin na obaya assessment no mo ni plan said yet Ura Dusan Vlahovic ono na J Medical Center wo ramu ho omu kwa assess no or kwa MRI no ma said in plan esitie no ma je anase no ma nya na boy na obo etima AS Monaco ya friend Christian Mawisa just 20 years center back na Bwana Christian Mawusa no Jamisa Juventus omania bre omusinya mpa winter ene January was the center back abam na opanya Damien Komole yaso ni boy we pa woni no tulu was the boy the bar Pabwa Juve were left footed center back were fast was say our physical body obetuma bom wa chiro omo pesa omo de ba na bia so kama no edeba Antonio Conte de Messiah Conte aba back our napu chronom o Beckham the to name ase okoni family nchen our Turin na after 1 week waba back and Uramo Napoli players o man for international duty one team air training our Napoli am a biaso twa kama no edeba na Roma search na brain the agent at in some piatuga your friend toast
Torsten Vet na Mr. Torsten Vet we set na pre agent no was no kra abetodwa asa ban ebeko na obetna we say normal pit me say football man ban ba mu chimpeso otna onu nya obetna offer do na na eba na mum sama eno mponsa set na pre obeko anaso obetna na uko ba mu nchina ma mum friendly game flyer no na nkrofan twam onso ramo Germany obi de Christmas na omu break your league no na omu se ba mu nchen and RB Salzburg people friendly game our Salzburg Red Bull Arena on a game petuda no promo Salzburg Red Bull Arena ho omu se ba mu nchen omu preparation for the second season another second department of the league na braso ya kama no bom se betuda Tuesday 6 January and no about 3 p.m. Central European time and again episoda na biaso twa kama na Nicholas Jackson Bamunchen omsi pempensin pain ni nyina so boy no wonya debia mane so mane na wo Luis Diaz wo Michael Olise Hurricane Nicholas Jackson omun shada hunisa oba e go srema omun shada antenka omun se enya adese omun epetrega eye ne buy option ni loan e bana wi ye pe ompapa no bon karat ompama ne muje baya obeko na chi no Ramo Chelsea enya adese ompama na permanent deal e wo ba munchen na Victor Osimhen on sano permit to anim ese enura game omun boy again DR Congo Never Eric Shell and no a Super Eagles of Nigeria on boss was say Alataya Osimhen a prayer Demetsa Bainum yes a bad hamstringer what the pains and what the yelpa by Wednesday Galatasaray a first touchdown Istanbul na omu have no more access or try MRI no money plan baby what yaro no pia kama into no casa Victor Osimhen and am council where by Wednesday open Ramo Istanbul Galatasaray omu me pacho omu headquarters or not wako not medical team to my assassin a biaso to my fire and no adeba ye jama breaking it down omu jamayen as a this particular weekend, game at Galatasaray Papa Osimhen, likely say Omobi, Nadinelsen, Real Madrid, a Fossian for a mom, a Sabainum, and Yades were pra, or your filter now game against LJ, or Purple Biafitamasim Primo, at Dama Real Madrid, on Popo Conum, none some Madro Jessica Pa, a bam a Benabao stadium nom and open the council pedimao NFL game nom omu boy no sa American football nom omu 10 million euros and a dima Real Madrid 10 million euros and a Madrid AGM na me patron pitch no ya dese technology omu yi pitch no grass na nkaso omu yi firi ho enom de NFL dem eso se ho omu wie yam na omu sign de Madrid de no football pitch na nkasa se babe se ho na biaso aye kama na the Don Florentino Perez the makes say opesa Waton Real Madrid 5 to 10%. Emma outsiders said the payer almost a bit with the sika. Ramo Real Madrid. They made time the two name. As a Madrid General Assembly no. Omunya kope opesa presentation. Adia tumpanyin for the name. Omuji tumpe and Madrid pay 5 to 10%. Omu beton. Adama outsiders. No biaso ye kama adama team no. No adeba. Me judge ama breaking it down. So adama mom. Mami Trent Alexander-Arnold okopem Dubai one weather training na sa one weather training boy ni video any training na sa boy diana no dem was so person recover the fitness ni kama na was so no kasa personally abra players what days off rest official training on kasa fan flight ekopem Dubai weather na mu ohye ekodi training na boy Trent Alexander-Arnold 80 and your judge and we are Machacha boy no Trent Machacha the training and I'm the Emma Munarian na mami break way down and from say Ibrahim Konate don't nya for tegare ama ko say afunfu say na a Liverpool say the last offer na German per se one of the highest paid players Liverpool team opa onye opeso won kano se boy ne pa ba accepted wa accepted there na e was so ko Real Madrid na mom sika Liverpool ademane de sika emu ohwam na mame Benzema interview no Benzema din komo pe dedikan was Alonso the style of play ono Benzema okase na ni nwa no oboa open by just 6 months per dia na mo pressure oyem na no ne Benzema no one Alonso any teammate on ball Real Madrid was time no musia kan sudden na Alonso pen ball and an ultra players no Alonso ni obia ne style of play or pressure and a vertical passes and Alonso open pian watching kodano na waso opesrem Real Madrid Mbappe goes on shadada and ya fe no obey na washebo PSG or by Ogusosha no catch Mbappe as a game against Liverpool Uchian Atletico Madrid there we are striker o pressure Jutuma game tsasan washem na supporters na nyaje omna no mo boldem na o catch Jude Bellingham and Mbappe as Madrid players no between Vini Junior Jude Bellingham and Mbappe was so mokasa na omu de so goals no omu de so ya assists and no omu nyane goal scorers san no say Mbappe and the two teams so anya number 10 Jude and then number 10 Jude and fan to the team as any Denison so pressure goals and was say ya assist na Mbappe as so edit to atinam na piaso ya kama Benzema kan sempi yem feeling kakra.
Es igual como entrenador.
¿Y Mbappé cómo le ves?
Madrid es así. No va a tocar balón. Pero si tú tienes una, tienes que meter. Todavía miro los partidos de Madrid.
En Europa te quieren,
Sí,
en
sí.
Madrid te idolatran. ¿Qué pensamiento tienes tú cara al futuro?
Tengo pronto en diciembre 38. Es claro que estoy en fin de contrato aquí. Me veo como 2 años más en el fútbol. No te puedo decir.
¿Y Xabi Alonso?
Me recuerdo.
Nice one from Benzema. No, and somebody took and Manata Chechim at Jamamonum. Now, no Ramo Barcelona plus me equate training. Now, ultra and a day, and you can say Omuko training. A day of Edma Barcelona team now. Now, and no Ramo sub players way, equate train, Gokupa Juan Garcia. Pablo Gavi, Southna Mark Bernard, Shetsna Macandra Test again, Omutimi Ramo, Equator, Mammy Spotify company, Zentra the Northern Stand. Good news about Edama Barcelona officially after 2 years. Announcement about 22nd November this weekend. Barcelona game against Athletic Bilbao. Bilbao Spotify campaign. Enya licenses 1B occupancy licenses. No, sakna chese befani probably 45,000. Ramos Stadium or I'm a player kama. And officially Barcelona at the announcement about game ebetuka the Spotify campaign. No biasa come home flyer impono maja omuda biaso ye jam adama no entini pa 45,401 and a program akwa game no ama biaso come bossa ni UEFA team come omo pese game against Frankfurt our Champions League game Barcelona pese omo bono Spotify na biaso etimi ayekama adimo mami mo sala ni IG post na yanje adwuma wa run wa odi training na opayin no post to image na ya kono image na ya fe na urama mpacho de metem aso pan Ibrahim Hassan wasimo sala na boy never Omar Mamouche omumie no ya desa Nations Cup omo fan gamer omo ebebo omni Nigeria na omo pesemo sala na Omar Mamouche ebebo bi na mom omo ni Liverpool and Man City for team komo omo nyam finalize yet na mom teams no omo penya anka ema plus mo ball omo fan game again Nigeria on the 14th December nanka noma ayekama na so omusu kusuno omoka na Manchester United say no mo boy na your friend Romeo Latvia na ni nyina set time ba se Chelsea to Leandro Garnacho no omo eyesenka the Romeo Latvia ba no sika ka wama United na United for aje Romeo Latvia Ediska no Chelsea afa Alejandro Garnacho United for some na reject ye omunsa boy na Romeo Latvia ya desa ne fitness record enye o prepra dodo enu nti no manye no enu ede baye jam edama na Roma Manchester United on Newcastle Elliot Anderson omania bridabom pepa omusomo pepa January United person perform squad person from Newcastle pe na Roma United and Brighton bomb so Olympiacos wa kwadabo 1 decade you have Christos Muzakitis na sa Muzakitis no akwadani bo edma Olympiacos United pe and Roma Brighton first pe say the akwadano decision one ho say a bad decision time say omunya baby openo on take a decision at January on timram na Real Madrid first akwadana your friend GG boy and your Gonzalo Garcia say omupetom with the 20 million euros aba on my drombaje na akwadano what they call with 17.75 million pounds Sunderland Aston Villa and Wolves show interest so many boy na omope na urama good news aba adama ba munchen Alfonso Davies na urama Alfonso Davies and the boy no atimi aye training for the first time okoye and surgery no and watimi adwane ba munchen group training I'm a back I'm a place no work no Jamal Musiala asugusu training and omo twama bia so twa kama no edeba you breaking it down na ya touching it down na mamimro mo San Siro na unse Italy enom game on born war San Siro against Norway elusu 4-1 mami breaking it down so numsa Italy winning 3 games was San Siro over the last 20 years in here Italy winning just 3 games per Barca win rate 23% so mo born Gusipi Mieza enu chase enye enu edeba Ancelotti akasa was name a Beko World Cup CBF and Ancelotti din komo omusom dinema e Beko kopem World Cup na edeya se obe starter se onya starter omni pedin komo enu ye so far demetem na Manfini Junior one supporters no video no na Brazil rom e France na omu pem Vini Junior na etwe e buy free pass no na supporters no no omofili omani aje Vini yentwa picture yentwa bianya kama no Brazil obere Wesley owura ye fe na Ancelotti aja tudam asa friendly game Brazil any Tunisia bebonom Wesley bebo as a right back no bia so twa kama na Mbappe woni PSG omu shulu krade asre say PSG asi omu demand 180 million euros Afri Mbappe Nina se wo twam twache wo or promise wo ase on the contract or person one free team nko wo ja wo kwai one sign Mbappe so oji 240 million euros afri PSG ase omuso no omugu nani ase no ma BSC ya nani nya ho eno ade ba ye jeja mo aso adama mo dwumadie no so na Manchester City aso mo akoda bi ya friend Claudio Echeverri omdini Cologne wo Leverkusen wo Germany akodan ompasa terminating contract no omdini na ba January akodan coin onya ball ni bi mo Basadian Quarter City anka babwa omna koso benya more playing time wo Leverkusen okwenso wonya game ni bi mo na Basadia ba adwe ntome terminating contract na omdini na ba na bibia so atimi ayekama eno ededa bama so ye breaking it down touching it down na ya knocking it down na ya checha mu yompo aso edama mo dwumaje no so brano ko jenyina so ansama odo a ye tabiri setabiri nwa awiai ye de ba ye be breaking it down touching it down and knocking it down checha mu yompo no ye di Epesiana International ABOU DIABY ni team no de akanyina ato aso de aba mo Fakye TV so.
Alright, so I can say a quick for Malu Takeza Wejana na so abomo diabo ejuma. There is some outdoor na efimo ewa manoni aba beda so ye je wadwin channel 020754 37 020754 37 eboa na ne man ko ye performa mediki aka se Royal Age semenka virtuals na montu a omutu on kan de dodo na akokuru ma no ne ama mabu ejuma na omode ba ababeru mu kuma se na de tiere uru mu ewo Dubai a ere company be reform non omune Royal Age akedi aboma won sanu juma nko ade a yere ko akokuru mu Dubai ne wako akwakubo ejuma senete oye yonga ye penipa 500 yomako akuru na yeze eyese na esi etie zeno oye oba na bema eba no warehouse sunu ejuma eya na cheze akwenya ndo ma se 4000 to 6000 Ghana cedi on sabeka era afi mu amoye workers no eno zo yesi nei no 4000 to 6000 Ghana cedi manti romo etimiera mana oye oba na bema na oye bikes no 8000 to 15000 Ghana cedis a tiara ma se ne ojepene nko a ekọ mo interview no okọ na njuma ya ma bobo su no uwo nimde de fa ho a na o receive ne ko ana certificate bi na wa bobo de etimi de ramo after no kwa na ro passport no etimi aka ho enti ehhehye pe yeri ama bi aketwa na ye mante soso a se de etwi aka yeri ehwa mo apum de no ewie pe na afi esanboa ama kwan abefa so abekobedi abeda no de nyina company ne tu ana monti patro ne ama de dia on the 20th and 21st November 2025 wo wani je wono fo ani HMO Kumase Culture Center ho na agent ne agency no eba na omo abomode abie kwan no ere atore ama Royal Age de urama Ghana Tourism Authority no adwoma tumo mu kitankrata ye boarding confo tu kwan mo moko ekoko roma ma no ne no mo so no ekoko omo nsa no dwuma ntinchemu bia 0552 597 431 0552 597 431 0201 309 494 0201 309494 na 0248 55 1942 0248 55 1942 today ababa be romo kumasi akọ na yamboa na ne amande da yepa etimi emfama kama na ntutu no elso koye fa bezanze urusi kanko ekokura mo bibia na yeji edidi a ebe ha dwen kakra na mura ejide ebe no omejuma omobono yade a ano edin papa ere yeboa den kofo awdo na ewura amano ne amomako etimi akakobo ejuma asenare bi so nkwan fama dank nature healthcare complex yakari acho zebne dok baye ni ejuma obono dank won yade a ano edin pa mu komo no senete ozo wa yeremu anze nam yare no o cheki wiase afane nyina dako kofante krano na jeze namun san yare no opepepe ba ko ne ko ekokote ya na e ha dwen esesenso obonzo ye brema odwonso obre na abonzo ochimusa edube bi atese dwonso do pa baroko a emma oye brema ko sinanima oboso heneme na jeze odaya and 1 minute time girls no kra ama odinso ntohwe no hona na ehono na nsawanso wa bi atie de egu ho ni nyina na ye nam san yare no na jese susanso bi a eba be shaase eda no wadi no oye oba so ane be ma hyiama onte de ya na ote ya ko a eno nso akikra no na jese wa peba unye bi pacho for ni chimo dank nature healthcare complex so kwa your machines awdo na doc di bedo so ahu de e ha opote ni amaundro entrafie nkazo mejonso a mebrenti akwese ba kuni dia edime kwa kotradu wanwe ya ebe affect kidney no na affect liver no oboze bedu bebi no na onhyede ho ade ntude ramo ewo dank nature healthcare complex ne mboa na gina wona so yentu ase na so wo fa oba ma ne man koye pa emfa de etereze omundro na ede be ma no any side effect dia enye susanso wo so da ache na mo yare no ene baba be kio yeze no wo yefu ya bra ye bra ni aboa na yare bi edunya wo refo ni eche mo trade pechi number 2 na ko na enko yemboa endoso so mane man koye pa emfama fadok number no nane no eni nkomo na wo ha bi aka che no 0244 017 556 0244 017 556 na 0266 593 330 0266 593 330 dank ana ahutofie no ho omadaroma yegusu jinama yebo ejuma etimi erema mameko enkoko ramo ye Facebook page ona mere messages and comfort ababe ramo no so echi no obetimi ramo ye WhatsApp line no na wapomode do de no afọ 0207543637 0207543637 na ram na aboa na niam de da ye pa etimi edi amam wo ho na nhyehyɛ no etimi akoye me na mensha se enkikan efa efio ye Facebook ko messages abano senate benki fancy se wa watching live as usual fancy se wa Sunyani Road greetings to MC Achuma Rabija South honorable wisdom osebo ama okunkom nana kwame was it this edible kid watching live from Swedro much love for Chessport greetings to the musician of the year Luther King say Chocho big up guys I'm enjoying the show at Kumau greetings to all apostolic teachers at Kumau Omar Sugasti a good evening boss I'm Omar Sugasti watching live from a job please update me on Nigeria story and my darling club Barcelona keep up the good work Ebenezer repent Abu yesterday Diana could have scored Asante Kotoko not less than 3 goals in the first 35 minutes and rest in peace to the souls we lost and the spirit recovery to the injured ones watching live from Nkran Kwanta and Konsu Kojo Chrome watching live Kotoko is raining DCS league smoothly like chocolate drink Fabulous, Ian Konkwa, greetings to Boss inside KK. Then I feel my name Filippo, Kwabri Kezemabu, wishing the Black Stars of Ghana all the best in their game against South Korea. And greetings to my daughter, friend Paul Mansu Charles Felix, and my mother, Antimer of Geneso, #Fakye Sport, Eramo, Ray Jr. But you guys should keep it up. You guys should keep up doing the good work. And Anana Kwame, was it the last time Nigeria played a World Cup? Apple were about to release iPhone SR. And iPhone XS. And no, the other about Ebera Mobino Usu Maswa. Good afternoon, Fakye Sport, watching live from Cote d'Ivoire. And our Ebenezer repent. Good afternoon, Abu. I'm watching live from Nkran Kwanta. Keep up the good work. Daniel Kwame Teria, 9 show no sort of a bomb or the other bar. A baby drama one on Tuzudiano. Oh, Quenya sober joining up. Na Bibia Koyepa. Ada Emmanuel. I'm Emmanuel from Wasa Kumasi. Please update on Real Madrid Tijani. Hello, Fakye Sport. Good afternoon, Abu Dhabi. I'm happy Nigeria didn't qualify for the World Cup. Now Ghana is the African giant. Straight up from Amante Buno East inside Crack Nation Babi Salum. One of the fee Babi Ramo and so on. Tiana, Menamo quick, me quere Bape. Drink channel bet me by in the form of text message on your WhatsApp line on 0207543637 0207543637. I was there on Facebook, so no how Queen said Dodona whatever for a back in Kerama. Aaron MK, good afternoon, Abu at the Fakye Sports Crew. Hey, Nigeria, what a disappointment. And Ghana, we are going. I'm enjoying the best sports show live from GOPDC Limited Kade. Eastern region or the bar, Babira, Mona, Wilson, Diano. Also, good evening, Abu. Keep the fire burning. Shout outs to all Chelsea fans. And my mother, Mama Vida, Ishmael watch you live from Sekwa, Tano Chrome. Babira, Benin Francis, while usual watching the best sports show in town. Ricardo has more update from Chelsea, Barcelona, and Hartlepool. And greetings to MC Achema, Wabieja South, Honorable Wisdom, Osebuama. Okunkom. Guys, I'm always glued to my set whenever it's 3 p.m. The best in the whole country. Where can I download the song Luther King? I am the saint from SY Forever, FC Bayern Munich. Luther, hey, nice presentation from Luther. Keep up. From your boy, Asian, at first at ABOU. Your day no. And my cancer birthday Rama mean to me farm. Good afternoon. Please, I'm evil to them. Please, more updates on Liverpool and Asante Kotoko. And I wish also good afternoon, Fakye Sport. Wishing Asante Kotoko players in free week. Now from Honorable Sule, Bobo Tepanyin and Susu. And on the Ram, good afternoon, Abu Dhabi and Fakye Sport. This is Aruna from Asamankezi. I really love your show. Keep it up. The way Ghanaians are laughing at Nigerians, What if Nigerian win the AFCON and Ghana fail to go beyond group stage at the World Cup? My question is, between the two, who has achieved the best? Also, no question about Abe Ramono. Good evening, DIABY. I'm filling the show. Adoma Kwame Sua is your boy Ogidi. Keep up the good work and greetings to Kofi London, Rich Pablo, Rich Lion, and Kukulerica. And was also good evening, my boss. I'm watching live from and also give me update about Manchester United. Manchester United on the 5 emojis, Eramo days at Trublo, watching live, Ghana, all the way in the bed. Do not know Meba kind. So 0207543637. The Roma, Merenama, BBA Fred about. Who's a BBA say there? Weekend also, yeah.
It was a long weekend, but it was worth it. Kind of but it was something that it was very nice. Come on.
Mate, me nim baby out them say na you na ye nin komo kakra. It seems the weekend the game around for ni GH pa ye Nigeria DR Congo. Nra aje bo zanko for no team crew bi ti omo bencho. E dey ba bi so abachi penalties ni na Nigeria pay baby afa ni adia. Adi me nim baby out them be fa ni we na you kakra.
Ka ba Nigeria pa.
Ndeza ma unsi swan no musu. So last 2 World Cup Nigeria and Kobe.
Looking at how big they are over African continent and the football moons and some more stars or more parody when it comes to more lineups and more games or more 2 editions of FIFA World Cup it's something that we are Nigeria fan we to be from Nigeria. And some of you so one World Cup New Year have you. I think Nigeria for no and the opportunity say according to near the admin is something that above and it's the more reason why omu dia osan. But any day omu fanes na ebi entimi yakon na say for you as a man yes was so that catch the coach so that na penalty so
sa
na intie ko a omfa na matum
ala coach ni di ne bo
so be dam no chimi no as den but no di kan da ba kumu a wan chi penalty no ba kokra you know say coach ne to chacha pa
farmer
na obeda ma wa chimi no do ma qualify and I think say a good one. What Nigeria coach in the design?
Share.
No, didn't know was be a
Azena Kofona you do Aquane was so soon into a more cobo was so soon no my bona say. And after winner also coach Aquarable Bono because a management I had in the Aman. Was all trust and analyze after 2026, 2030. Mexico, ABOU, Morocco, Portugal, Spain.
Yeah.
Then 2030.
Yeah.
Quite wow, my so quite wow. I don't know how man run our gallo.
Quite Wakoku. Mamentia Kelvin war a KMA office. Mamentia Kelvin. And I met Kelvin and then by Juma TBBI come up. Wakoku. Yetiane said Nigerians need soon and then no complaining about the fact that a woman and me and World Cup until now we see standing on the last 2 World Cups. No one could be back. Ghana and the MON-FRI. This one they had opportunity to be playing the playoff. Woman to me and qualify Congo and so to my MON-FRI. So we will be beyond person blaming Omo for the shortcomings when it comes to Nigeria national team. No, giving us the performance that we expect them to give us. Omo fan call a year. NFF and so doorsteps. If you look at their team, now near more year and so a year Europe, any players in the clubs they are not giving us that kind of performance. I don't think that the last edition of the AFCON call final Nigeria because they felt to say players on parody how must from a PM or AFCON final it was something that they wanted to build up from that end. No meant me and to us. So if you look at a country that in the just and I say the last AFCON final, they qualify for the AFCON again. But they are not very so much qualify because qualifying for AFCON is something too difficult for Nigeria. Because we plays in Chrome, I said Ghana, they have the men, they have quality to make sure say or make me qualify. But World Cup is a place they wanted to be there. It's a place they wanted to go. Now, we are sitting in airborne. And the man, somebody this is 48 teams.
Yeah, they are 2.
This is 48 teams. That makes it very, very bad issue for team FN, Nigerians or my friend Nigeria. And the supporters can't even bear. Say, CSC are born at 32. Nay, Timian Kubia. You are standing to 48. Still, you Timian qualify. And you will be an uncle and Vama NFF for because how mismanaging your appointment of coaches. Nessa no mana a co-muno is something that no do and they need to go back and come again. No want to turn your year because the whole ball tournament which is now ball with 3 different coaches. A year results near the way bano ko you won't get how what beside any sifanuko and said yes yakwa mo side city but a camia kwako say omo ba ye over a year reliant on a branch of a year Victor when he is not playing is something that as a year between Nigeria national team or make say many of the air qualifiers and I don't go ball playoff no. And if you look at him, the last game they played against Benin, they had the opportunity to play in the playoff. You saw what he did. 3 goals in that game. That was at his best. Giving Nigeria man do the many teams I will see academy. Then he came again in the last game of Moboye, and we saw the performance he gave against Gabon, scoring 2 goals. Though on Messi a setter that you want. Said he's a world and a league striker and but he scored 2 goals to get them to the final. And put a report there, but he was begging in the second half to get a minute. But they decided not to let him play because they feel say, oh man, no bar. And here now we may say AFCON, and it's something that Oman to me number. But I was trying to know how our team no and so see ball if he's playing, if he's not playing. I think that Oman rely too much on Victor Osimhen. And a country like Nigeria, though, or a big man, or a big star, or a player in Europe, or Treni Bobre in the Champions League, in the Serie A, or Treni Bobre, or call the Turkish League, or Tre Africans who are Tre with Nyon or Yema Nigeria national team. No, but I think that it should be team that people will build on my friend Nigeria. It shouldn't be Victor Osimhen when he's not at the party. Everything seemed to be under the carpet. And no man ends to me and Koye. But as I said, some will be blaming for the shortcomings, and Nigeria won't be at the World Cup again for for the second time running now. I think say NFF for no family more or man fa no man to see now come ye. Me blame players no kakrebi. Ma blame coach kakrebi because changes oye no when you have one of your best penalty takers Ubinja. A corners and one Nigeria captain.
True.
He's one of the best penalty takers in Nigeria national team. How many Ghana near penalty on a boy? On a boy. Yes, and Watchera consistently say he's one of the best. He said, what to bench now you change to bring in. You see, times I know you changes, No the players need be bomb. Sometimes you could see sad time when a coaches yet changes to win them the penalty shootout. So when you don't do that, I think now one out there. So I'll blame the NFF by 60 to 70%. We blame coach in kakra and then what blame the players in kakra. If they want to do things the right way, this is the time they need to sit down. You will AFCON in few weeks near Kwakobo in Morocco in December. So they need to sit down, almost strategizing and get things done in the right way. They played at the last edition at the final. So if not for anything, and probably twice and yes, it will be a disastrous 2025 for them because you won't win the AFCON, one qualify for World Cup, and that will be another thing. So if they will be able to win the AFCON, then they can come now the other side of Adenes Miaba. Yeah. So they Ghana who win. That is how it is because if they qualify for the World Cup, Ghana better because they've qualified the AFCON. And no must qualify for World Cup. When we know Ghanaians and Nigerians or social media and so how I and I think that is a good one. They should go back, come again, and make sure say 2030 World Cup there. They shouldn't miss. And I think that would be the best now. Weekend in Niha and Nagatusu Din Kumubi and then Vincent Sembebri. Koku, sometimes you don't need to be talking about Noah Bakumi because you want to talk about it. But the truth of the matter is that when you are playing at home, now you are losing now. You don't talk about certain things. And whatever he talked about, to some extent, whenever you are getting to a point, because your doors only acquire what will be the impact. Africans no qua your best so far has been Morocco. I think they're getting to the last four, right? That has been your best. Before Morocco, now you had Senegal more and Ghana more near Kwakwe. Into your World Cup, now you import Ankasa in terms of year day. But that same thing also go to a other continent or Mutimiba. Do other continent, we can say, oh, I'm not Kesenia, but so form now per sample size and no so so far Europe now see the Europe before near or more say Europe won the war Nipado do World Cup. No more. To so form now so don't be more do power sign World Cup. Do saying so you talk of Germany, yeah, you talk of ABOU Spain and Italy, we can France. We want to your country be away Europe World Cup Nibiana. Indeed. Yes, one ABOU we had vacuum we had me and Sabinia Yadi. So that has been the case. The Udin commercial African Jenny doors one. That same thing goes to Europe what you know. Because almost doors, and a few of them, if you are to mention European country Magic World Cup, they won't get up to 7 or 6 in pool. Into the Africa then yeah, sound goodness way. But how to feel no way show. That should be something that you think about. I've told you time and time again, say Italy national team not losing their identity. And when they appointed Gattuso to come and make sure, say, on the bed Danilo, and I said it here, say I don't see Gattuso doing that job because if you look at him, teams are what coaching, Babio Fever, and they said that no man he is not the man to take Italy to where we want Italy to be. Italy in recent times, they are also struggling to go to the World Cup. And if you want a man that can turn that outside and I say upside down to go to the World Cup, it's not General Gattuso. Casa by heart. When to me and tell you, no way of one church this time around, no, they mean business. So Italy tifie, Oma Italy, Oma say Italy, said yes, so say Italy, at a proper level. And Erling Haaland can't stop scoring. That be your butt to the table when I'm a kind. That is what big men do. Because since 1998, they've not qualified for the World Cup. And they've had a player in Europe. Now, currently as we speak, you can't go and mention like 2, 3 top strikers in Europe without mentioning his name. So it would have been disastrous to see a World Cup. No one for my Emma. So if you look at him and the performance he's giving nowhere, that is what you expect from your star man. That is what you expect from your striker. And I think that he's doing that. Ginano Gattuso there.
And I was shocked. And now losers are as lessons here no way.
Yeah.
Now money the only born on your close via.
I told you the last time defenders but Bromet tormented defenders.
6 feet for one.
Yes. Omunkwan go anymore.
Alexander Slow, Holland,
yes.
and Larson.
Yes.
Hey.
And now you are Jinam. If you look at them, any performance when we bro World Cup, na say, we a team now and enable. Now they decide to play to their strength. They can match team Bia or Europe. If they are going to play to their strength, I'm not overhyping them. If you look at Omani Mona, when you are playing against Solut, Larson, and Haaland, these are players that on any day, the least chance you give them, they are going to punish you on a normal day. Unless they normal merjuma. No me a chance of me boy to. But if they no more merjuma, no more to make zero, do make food no, and they will be able to make sure say Chirono or more yenoma ye kakra to any more you will find yourself in trouble because they have people that they can trust. And then how with me height and everything no. So Bobo and two was a one corner and one speed of a and so far when it was so better than not to net. So go look at their team.
Sanabex on number 6.
Yes.
No, sir. Wow.
They have quality player. Catch coach, you know, he's been in Denmark, he's been in Norway, he's been in England, he's been in Germany. And what come now he's dealing with these players and the performance they are giving your friend doing an wedding. He can sometimes decide to do this. Who's our lineup here by here? He can go with Sa or Mujina and in Haaland, you know. Say we are the no person a system or the should be kind of 4-4-2. No sign hard team. So they have a quality team that coming to the World Cup. Team bio make unless it be a day no. A team you decide to mafia them. So kunya be a Spain they will control the game to make sure say ABOU munyabo ni bimbo. And if that is the case, then you'll be on Messafa. Because when the midfielders are not getting some of the ball, that's what more else yen tackle quadia, then sebi fracture, excuse my language. The strikers will be useless. But if not for that, now they get the ball, no more. Now they have even one chance, so many two anymore, they are more strikers. Now they are going to finish it off.
I don't know how playmaker will protein Martin Odegaard.
Oh my.
Hey, no way for no.
They have quality team.
Also,
they have quality team. So when they are coming to the World Cup, no more bar. Who's your more? Who say unko bo team kitwa bi akeke. E bi abefo on a normal level. Oh, say no way there. But anymore they have people that they can also do the job. So I think say omeba na ometima ba be adwuma no enso timo ho. Or the guard on a normal day will come into the team. Into a team now no more ball. Now you get people to control the game. Now you get your number 10 who will bring the creativity spark to the team. He's going to create a chance. And when you create a chance for these strikers, they are going to punish team. So I think say no way, no, a good team. Italy should think about making sure that they are back on their feet. That is the most important thing. If they are not back on their feet, Gennaro Gattuso should stop talking about Africans and their slot and whatever. Europe, one was slot, they also do nothing. So because a few countries naji, because South America, one other places are almost a few teams naji. Nobody should disrespect Africa. We wouldn't accept that. And that one is something that see a Timishana a year, man. Koku unia goes ya or share what and I said, eh, so she agrees 3. No share Ireland 5. I don't quite say 8.
Yeah.
No be share Albania 2, 10. No share Latvia 3, 13. Andorra 1. 14 and or share Andorra 2 beam there's a 16 no and or share Serbia 5 21 no be share Serbia 2 there's a 23 and or share Albania 2 beam there's a 25 goals in 10 games koku winning na twaso answer yan concede goal. That is something that papa Edema Thomas Tuchel koku sanyo ma wa ye ni na why the fefa now what match Spain mu no more ye so ma keep his clean sheet na to so in 2014 to 2016 no what him match na koku this will be useless at the World Cup if he failed to get to the final and win the World Cup.
How would you England beat Mario?
But it's not about the GDA, it's about the task and the responsibilities given to Thomas Tuchel. Madika on this platform, and I'll say it again. If Thomas Tuchel failed to even get to the semi-final, final no crowd is Odu final. A friend of one match, Gary Southgate. Odu final, we are a final. You man anka said ne bas or ramen or babin. Or the prepara kwamu. There is something to tell England for. When they say I can do the job. Until one day may qualifies in Martinete. When he gets to the World Cup proper, we will see him in the group stages. After the group stages, we will measure him with knockout phase. If he is able to get and clear everything off the road and get to the final and lay his hands on the trophy, that is where the English FA or say from the FA will come and say, whatever we entrusted in Thomas Tuchel, he's been able to deliver. If not, when he gets to the final, that will be a failure. Because he gave England identity. He gave England the favoritism task. And as a tag, when they get to the World Cup, when they get to European Championship, when they get to the Nations Tournament, we see England as one of the favorites. Look at tournaments as how we go. If not for anything, semi-final B, final B, no afa no aba. So when we bring you in to come and succeed that person, what are we telling you? We are telling you when they say he's a man that on to try a line, on to try line, and now we brought someone to try the line for us. He won the Champions League with Team at Chelsea. He played at the final at Paris Saint-Germain. We saw him at Bayern Munich. We saw him at Borussia Dortmund. So he's giving and live the life that we think that he is a champion. And what do champions do? Champions win trophies. England are bopping him, trophy him, and they brought him in. And now why are there? For that unstoppable form of the England national team, the first woman to say, they are really, really unstoppable. You got 10 games, straight wins, clean sheets. I think it's a top notch for Gary Southgate. And it's the only thing that gives him the opportunity and that gives him that sort of balls to even rub shoulders with the brand defender Jude Bellingham. That is the only thing. It's the only thing that makes him think he can sit and decide not to bring Jude Bellingham and nobody will even talk about it. Because he is giving results, sounding results. If Oba Yenanka, and then no 2 games you can't even dare. Though he is someone that he believes in his principles. He is someone that if he says this is what I want to do, that is what do. But that is only thing that because of the result you are backing it with. If not, he is playing for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real Madrid take personal and particular interest in their players at national team level. You think that Real Madrid will sit down and say, player. He's not just an ordinary player of Real Madrid. He's a starter at Real Madrid. One of the most important players for Real Madrid. So do you think they will just see Jude Bellingham or England camp here in the But now you can't even call more 1 point because he's giving results. And Gawana because who just as a one for Aston Villa, just you know the ball, not Jude Bellingham to bench. And no coach your Kupama Sempa. Ntebia Kupama, basic Kupama. He's getting the result. Or tournament, no above first game results now. He can't even there to Thomas Tuchel now. Jude Bellingham, he doesn't fit in my system. Who says England brought him in to make players fit into the system? Jude Bellingham now team now holding team competition. If you look at the squad no and run on the ball game now, squad no balance. Say Jude Bellingham the bought 10 and no one bought 10 squad no balance. Just look at the team. Yes, I say what he has one and Manchester United.
Yeah,
he's that man doing the job. Declan Rice will if so was our 2 players where a woman said England for no teams mostly need balance and of course you are but in this team, even if Jude Bellingham decide not to attack, set tackle, press in there, they have people that they can do the job. Hey, Harry Kane, he's a half number 9, half number 10 in almost the game that he plays. So I think they have a good team, but why are they? And we don't want to also. So what say here? No England fan will talk about Jude Bellingham. ABOU to be because ABOU on Penasem. And yes, sir, I think they on the more oko, but more yes, I know man will be. Yes, he must say Mubeja Alaba coin.
Ora Alaba the man refugia na kwa ache.
Ya na se mutim ni ona jisika kase.
Yeah, David Alaba ojepa.
Omo man nko na
he came as a free guy, free agent.
Omo man nko na omo fa sika no any renew contract. Initial junior prayer or pray mumpeka kranta na chi. No more final recruitment because Real team that would no, you can see places that they need additions. Make for the war, here additions and pair there. Alonso no don't have trust out or some of the players. No, probably he also need additions and then I want to call for him.
Mama is your brother.
I only see count to me when I'm out pay. Aye.
For 1 day.
Basa for I came 32 years. With my ball, baby 4 years I can't.
Yeah.
Good
afternoon, Abu. Greetings to Ohene Kwame Frimpong, Asante Akim North MP. Fakye Sports no size. Eja Dan, Jansa Gideon, and all the fear by. Good afternoon, balls. I'm enjoying the show live at Afon Kasiem. Keep up the good work. Karim Zito had his midfield selection wrong in the first half. It was the main reason why Adriana controlled the game in the first half. Our attack is also very weak. The earlier he solved this issue, the better. Afugaucho, Kasiem, or the fee. I'm Kweku Piano, FC Barcelona all the way. Good afternoon, it's me, Ima, from Manso. I say thank God, thank you, Fakye TV. Your day, Aram, no, good greetings, Fakye Sport. What you learn from Enchi Achem 4, Elder Narrow. Shout outs to my lovely daughter Ifiade Pabwedua and Nana Hema Ajwa. More update on Barcelona. And also good afternoon, Abu. I'm Nasty from Abasi Bupe. Please, I need a Beebs WhatsApp number. I keep up the fireworks from Funny Dino. I'm Bahai, I'm Mubarak. Happy birthday to my lovely girlfriend. I'm Dia. More update on Barcelona. From Kuku Vars, the Dodona Remedy amount. But yeah, please, the number for Dubai work, Mamariana, means I'm fine room and Fama, Nafana, and your mooning, common the Royal Age, dear, or Moan Echo, or Mijuma Moye, Niniama Bio Muye Biani, dear the Mufua, a Boa Maniama, Kuye Kama pray to me at the amount, 0552 597431 0552 597431 or reswa Monzi area to so ebo amane makoye pa ma jo bi aboko there.
Oh, do you have Yankopon na
weekend no na ye.
Oh, weekend no na ye come up come up.
Mate family room kakren fa na de me fa.
Nyame bo Wednesday. Calf betimi ayomo awards no na o checke finally enra the shortlist that me buy player of the year when it comes to men.
Yeah,
shortlist to me by, and I think say we didn't see any Ghanaian na OPM ewo honum, and then we didn't also see Senegal man Sadio Mane also APM, but then we've seen Hakimi, Mohamed Salah, and then Victor Osimhen say omumbi ensa a room for that particular award sa omoko a compete.
Are we not all expecting Ghana man biara?
Was it?
We now expecting Ghana man biara.
Oh, say it's been a while at least say. Inya kudus bi kakra o man.
Ewa. Man so eto da ya wo sheda na se ya na. O pesa so oba be so person srega mentiase sesen. Kudus wa ha.
I think kudus room first.
Ah, wura sikura fara mama ye konto ko for kudus bra. Man so ada wa sheda na. Aman so.
Oh, we share that.
Na wo yes ah. How kudus.
But see nya Ghana ni amane room we are having fuse ODG. I will bet me a perform the Yamba Wednesday. So I know a Ghanaian artist. It will also bet me a perform your honor.
Uncle to Anthony.
See, and you will be a man compete when it comes to Player of the Year awards. And a few ODG will be performing live for us. But say, we had these particular three players. Omukra, no doubt with their qualities and what they've been able to do in the recent number of seasons with their respective football clubs. Around. The other time. But so we'll check it with Achraf Hakimi. There is a particular man that he has played consistently for the side of PSG Football Club for a number of seasons, and especially with last season. So we'll pay the best right full backs in the world. I will actually choose Achraf Hakimi over most of these prolific right full backs. I need so many number quality in the world, not because I'm African, but looking at Papa, Luis Enrique, when he came to PSG Football Club, how he was able to channel most of these players into his system, and then he made an impact using Papa Efrensa Ashraf Hakimi into his right full back position, making sure say at any moment in time at any moment in time Ashraf Hakimi will be that particular secret weapon tooler obetimi dey utilize more of opportunities against the other opponents in the PSG Football Club. So the year under review, when you are talking about the kind of traits, the kind of qualities that Hakimi Echeye in the right full back position it was very, 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 very important. DIABY, he was able to help PSG Football Club win the domestic league, that's the French Liga. Or Sanso Diomoji, the Coupe de France, edge most of the titles domestically, making sure that when it comes to the UEFA Champions League, he will go in all out, help the side of PSG Football Club in winning against Inter Milan by a huge number of goals. Even when it comes to the Super Cup against Tottenham Hotspur, he was part of that particular members. Omutimi Eshe, Thomas Frank, and Brian Momoje, that particular Super Cup. So in terms of trophies, in terms of everything, you can easily attest the fact say this man stood it high for the side of PSG Football Club, and then he was able to make it over against the other players on your competing. But then when you check about Mohamed Salah, one thing that you can't take it from Mohamed Salah is his consistency ever since he joined Liverpool Football Club, and making sure that he will win a lot of laurels, give consistent number of goals, and then give consistent number of assists for Liverpool. So Liverpool last season, the kind of performance and a slot you saw in winning the English Premiership, the one part who play major role apart from the coach, that particular coach and coach the moment. One player who played major role in the success last season was Mohamed Salah, and it wasn't something Abeka say a fluke. It was a hard-working Mohamed Salah at that age. And Obianim say Salah Remo in the early 30s, he wouldn't give much performance for Liverpool Football Club, but then the performance a bit made decrease. But last season, looking at the big matches that he played for Liverpool, he was able to live up to that particular expectation against Chelsea, against Manchester United, against Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur, and even into the Champions League, making sure that he will make it very well for Liverpool Football Club. But unfortunately, PSG ABOU in the UEFA Champions League made it an open space for Mohamed Salah not to compete for the Ballon d'Or this particular season. But so we'll check it in this particular season in terms of African best players who made me perform very well with their football clubs. I believe Mohamed Salah did it very well for that particular Liverpool Football Club. But then, so we'll show Liverpool attacking option anymore last season. Omo Luis Diaz, Omo Mohamed Salah, then they have this particular guy, Diogo Jota. Talking about Mohamed Salah, the impact and how he was able to carry this particular team. Well, honest lot, and making sure say Obo in the 4-3-3 system, Salah Ebebo in the right wing forward, and sometimes Owopusino to become an incisive force number 9 just to support Obese Luis Diaz or Obo in the left flanks. And Ebwa, Emma Liverpool, any that kind of maximum balance in attacking third. So looking at the number of goals, the number of assists that he made for Liverpool, it was over 20 goals plus assists for Liverpool Football Club under Arne Slaughter. Now Mohamed Salah actually most of these particular things for him side. But at the DIABY dropping the point. When it comes to the African best, it will be the UEFA Champions League. Because if you are having Hakimi, who have won the UEFA Champions League, and the year under review, the season under review, Sawope, most of the competitions are superior than other competitions, bring it to your domestic league. Other competition now, you do as a player for you to actually open up and then make sure to be the African Ballon d'Or is the side of the UEFA Champions League. And the hormone and Mohamed Salah losing it out after say PSG Football Club. The same Ashraf Hakimi only competing in the African best, no in that particular knockout stage. To me, who say that performance for Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League, it was something weaker. And over the weakest points in that particular performance, when it comes to the national team, Mohamed Salah has been doing very well for the Egyptian national team. I qualified about the AFCON, and then he's also doing very well, and then had qualified them to the World Cup. And it tells you, say, when it comes to the national team as compared to Ashraf Hakimi, the same thing on that particular plate. Once on my several national team, Hakimi qualified them to the AFCON, and then also qualified them to the World Cup. The same thing applied to Mohamed Salah. They have done, successfully very well with their national team. But so we'll check it for Victor Osimhen. Osimhen, when it comes to Onuankasani player individual quality, as compared to these particular players, to me, but say the most definite African striker, a false number 9, a fox in the box, will remain consistent for the club side for about 3 maximum seasons has been Victor Osimhen as a false number 9, not as an outlet player or in a wing side, but as a false number 9. No any other striker in Africa comes close to what Victor Osimhen has been able to give to most of the clubs, however, including Napoli last 3 seasons. Indeed, it was him. And Obua Emma Napoli for it be breaking that particular case, that 33 years. No one to the Scudetto. No, it was a something called Victor Osimhen. And now all that Awadian Abuama Napoli no. And then even last season, when Antonio Conte kept the football club, he made it a point blank to Papa Victor Osimhen, said he's not part of his plans, and then he doesn't befit his system of in the Napoli football club. But then he needed to go on loan to Galatasaray. And DIABY last season, so we'll check it point of first we used to Galatasaray in about 41 games that he played. He scored 37 goals plus 8 assists for Galatasaray. Incredibly, so some of these strikers or mobile in their favorite football clubs are. I believe that Victor Osimhen as an African player, he did very well by scoring 37 goals plus 8 assists. But when it comes to the national team, that has been the problem. A bit limited Victor Osimhen the chances of winning the CAF Best Player of the Year. National team knows some American is about Nigeria failing to qualify for the World Cup. Because I will check it 2 players or no more air competing now. You will have Mohamed Salah or Egypt are more qualified. They are called the World Cup. You get about a Hakimi, also Morocco, Amamako into the World Cup. But Victor Osimhen, and rather, and about I say, one analysis say against the R Congo, they failed to qualify to the World Cup. But then he has been able to help Nigeria to qualify for the AFCON. The AFCON is not enough. AFCON would have had a lot of players who have had their national teams qualifying them to the AFCON. But the ultimate competition in the world, apart from the UEFA Champions League, and year second, we'll talk about the FIFA World Cup. The FIFA World Cup, that is where stars are emerged. That is where you show your superiority. That is where you show your quality as a player, Obo Ediama or club and Obo Ediama Omai. And that is why I feel say Victor Osimhen, if he lead the Nigerian national team just to qualify them. But so for any individual brilliant performance for the Nigerian national team, he has been splendid. The number of goals, the number of difficulty times that he rushed the occasion to save Nigeria, the Super Eagles, from a lot of embarrassment to Makum under his tenure as the main striker for Nigerian national team. I believe say and no dear for individual brilliant players are more Nigerian national team. So you or no, I think so and then he has been doing very well, sacrificing his commitment level. The national team has been very well. But then for Nigeria failing to actually not qualify to the FIFA World Cup, and the wicked points and intimate boy Victor Osimhen just for him to actually win that particular title for himself as the African best player in this particular. But then,
am I afraid to say Gugurasi?
Say Gugurasi, dear no.
AFCON for Guinea and Man.
So is there anything in account? Guinea and qualifying for Uncle AFCON, clear and so qualify.
But also can Asha for the not the UCL Baba for on last season. I'm on joint top squares on a joint top squares.
That's only
some of you 2 players on a Rafinha. On a Rafinha last season. Yeah, but so that's no man fair to know.
Oh, say
a Gideon striker Bogus man Dortmund and AFCON.
Look at the consistency for 2 seasons. The club no free bar Borussia Dortmund. I think he was scoring.
Yes, Stuttgart.
Shegos. But another problem has been the national team.
AFCON.
No. If you fail to qualify your national team for the AFCON, there's no way that you have a place in the CAF Player of the Year because CAF the other team number here. Basically, the AFCON.
Okay.
How you are able to use your national team to perform very well, especially with the continent now we're trying. He is a good player, but level no Indian draw. level engine the kind of level Cheugurazi bet me use the Guinea national team dioma performing do that particular podium ways engine draw ubisa Hakimi or what he did with Morocco in making sure so don't be the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup. Check Mohamed Salah 2 times or qualify Egypt dioma World Cup. The last time Ananka Oyen 3 times was against Ghana 2014 a play of Ghana you Freeman. So he has used the Egyptian national team to qualifying them to the World Cup. Wabo AFCON final against Senegal.
No, it came. Yeah,
Same came.
Last season.
Say, last season, no Cramprosha. Osha, she Brazil, no. In terms of individual performance, he did very well. If a Champions League in summer working, oh yeah, there. By the number of goals in total, then check it with Mohamed Salah and Victor Osimhen. You actually understand how difficult the race will become when she will rise to credit and become one. It doesn't come close to this particular three guys or move through the podium, no. But Diaby, say me can same way now. If say I'm basing on goals impact, say Obi Timi Ajide CAF best player of the year. That's me based on goal impact. Then maybe I can choose between Salah and Victor Osimhen. Because of say when it comes to consistency throughout last season for the side of Mohamed Salah, he scored quite huge number of goals and assists for Liverpool Football Club and even for the Egyptian national team. The same thing applies to Victor Osimhen, making sure 41 games or close to about 37 goals and then 8 assists for his club. Also with that particular goals, but me based on full season dominance for the national team and even to the individual brilliant performance for the club side, yeah, then I will actually choose Achraf Hakimi over these particular two players, both Mohamed Salah and Victor Osimhen. And that is a fact. Diaby, what you Coupe de France, what you French Liga, what you Super Cup, what you UEFA Champions League. The year under review, we are qualifying the national team to AFCON.
So AFCON, you're
very good. Then you are qualifying.
Yeah.
Was also the World Cup. World Cup, how Morocco for a qualified for World Cup. It was beautiful in this continent, Africa. Omen lose game, and he played major role in that particular team. So it gives him that kind of nod over these two players, Mohamed Salah and Victor Osimhen. And I believe that this time around, this particular CAF best player of the year, say Hakimi ain't me win it, then I don't know whoever will win. And I said, you'll be winning. I don't know the criteria and how they voted to actually elect either Mohamed Salah or Victor Osimhen over Achraf Hakimi. But baby, I'm maybe the analysis now, Baby Drew, and pay the statistics and pay what these particular three players have been able to do for their football clubs there. I believe Achraf Hakimi coming on Wednesday, he will actually clinch that particular title by winning the CAF best player of the year. Ghana Yankobi, we've had few OD John so Elkako performing among these particular three players and so any Ajino Massa Ewo Asie. But Diaby, Gattuso in common on. Navarra say dim common on. Na say who check Gattuso. The experience when it comes to coaching career, even for the clubs, I don't think Nanka was saying commercial so the fan in the Italian national team. The year with the clubs, I don't think Oyusu club be qualified for the UEFA Champions League. I don't think Oyusu club be the domestic league. He wasn't able to win anything. Diaby. So we checking national team coaches. Our mabo from the club side they are appointed to the national team national team. They started from somewhere and they were able to penetrate. We have some few coaches at club side, we didn't see them performing very well, but when given opportunities for the national team, they were able to do. Sometimes you can become a best player during your playing career days. But see the coaching career in Mawa, you cannot excel very well as how you were playing as a player. And that is where Gattuso finding that particular for the Diaby, Diego Armando Maradona. He was a fine player. But at the time of the Argentina national team named about 2010 World Cup, he failed.
Gattuso trophy wako. Now trophy wako. I think that 2019-20 on a day Napoli G Coppa Italia.
Coppa Italia.
9-year trophy.
Diaby. Yepe trophy a Obo League.
Man sure. It is a Ghana MTN FA Cup. Ghana is sanity.
And sanity.
Coppa Italia. It's a Ghana MTN FA Cup. Dear trophy.
Diaby.
No respect on my show.
Oh, Diaby.
A trophy. And me change me trophy.
Last season, England won a GFA Cup for England.
Last season FA Cup. I think it's Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
It will be to my catch him say. Oliver Glasner. Or use Crystal Palace J the FA Cup.
Yeah.
The trophy no J with Crystal Palace, they moved to 10 and the slot. They know we used to Liverpool, the J, the English Premiership.
But sometimes, your trophy a second to BB. And winning as a season in there, it make castle young Cobo champions of champions. Your G Coppa Italia, your G League in your and Cobo. It is a major trophy. So now Castle on Jerry, and Americans of Waji trophy that's 2019-20 for Napoli.
Because a Coppa Italia no cross DIABY, to me in my books, is a normal trophy.
Hey, but if you're normal,
normal trophy.
Share Coppa Italia normal trophy.
What I'm trying to say is DIABY, check a Carlo Ancelotti for the Brazilian national.
That's what Gattuso Nyadi.
I don't call it Pepe. I never know Camille as a bat.
Gattuso Nyadi.
She know about their convince of Coppa Italia trophy.
Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah.
When he was look at the number of teams that were coaching. AC Milan, Juventus, even at a certain point, Italian national team no coach. Check Real Madrid back to back. Check Bundesliga champions, Bayern Munich. You see, check PSG Football Club, check Napoli, check Everton. These clubs now are coaching now when leaving something within the club. Talk about other national team coaches or my back into the club side or my perform very well. They did it very well. But maybe an Italian national team na Babu Bruno.
I choose solo team kesi mi no pelo coach. David said the boys shake out your friends to be pay.
David
said team kesi mi no pelo.
DIABY wasan.
So I catch you want to
Gattuso wasan.
I catch you
Wasan.
Why you say for that?
No.
Who got 2 years?
Gattuso. See, obi betimi obi you was some who say you say Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
He wasn't that player betimi Kasana the quality it says in this Zidane. But say Guardiola days, but him say technically he was gifted. Playing as a number 6, he was gifted. And then you saw more of his mind when playing in football. Check his name Zidane exceptionally very well. But Oba into the club side, Waji with Real Madrid Football Club, but then unconvincing me enough.
Hey, coach, I watch the Champions League at also yes, sir.
But on uncommon, there's all train France national team. And uncommon DIABY. Here she other coach, Xabi Alonso, technically gifted. Of coaching family from Real Sociedad, Bob Madrid, Bob Liverpool, Sanso Bob Bayern Munich. Check the number of coaches or four months. Del Bosque, Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, Rafael Benitez. So he has that kind of experience, DIABY. Gattuso, in fact, coaches are more in the same. Men case on fire coaches are more in coaches are more in the. Even Carlo Ancelotti stand up tall.
What was it?
But wasan.
Send
no si bonne bono. That's send no si bonne bo buga yentwa yembo ni edin with no formula. They just say with no formula be cause fear and panic on opponents. The same thing on the coach.
Mama so lawyer pa. How about you? Tu so bono sa pe lo de amale coach. Ball okra na uzu.
Gattuso CFP. I mean, best 10 defensive midfielders are Gattuso mem. DIABY.
Hey, my show.
Gattuso mem.
What the Murphy? Why that? I'm sorry, we said it was here. He to be Jawa. Yeah, Gattuso Casaro very really. About the on Facebook, young Pablo, Chelsea update MON-FRI Fakye, John Awuni. John, meaning baby about a good night in Rama. Ramos Jr. Good evening, Fakye Sport. I'm Ramos Jr. watching you guys live with my guys, Danny Omo and more from Winnipeg update on Liverpool. Senior Booker, watch you live from Manson Anyem. We are waiting for the club football this weekend. Please, Abu, we need NBA update, please. Yeah, Luta tied about Baby Ramo 80 the mamo kama pa. Me call me WhatsApp line. So, please explain the Europe World Cup playoff. My name is Obu Onimdio no my show on Europe on World Cup playoff no. As you almost selecting teams in the Cobalt Nations League nibi. No ma show more toss me no no ma baba bebo no ma san yibi mo. E de o ma ye we a. Ti o mo bebo ayi nibi. O nche nibi. To mo nka ho.
De o nka ho.
O mo rank o mo 311 for New Caledonia no we.
Europe no sa no we no. Good afternoon, Abu. I'm T-Pain from Adanse Amudra. See, I was tell Mare Fanda Basa. We are coming like Kaka in our way. So say, hi, good afternoon, Fakye TV. God bless you. I'm director Daddy Obed from Adanse Madome. I was Real Madrid all the way. Now it's a good afternoon, boss player. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Please, I'm a young, talented sports presenter. Please, can you help me to show my talent? And there we are. Hi, fantastic about this. Anane from Konso. Kojo Chrome, Fakye Sport, they are the best in town. Greetings to Boss inside KK. That are good having Abu there. Please, when a player gets injured playing for his national team, like what happened to our player at Japan who cater for the bills? Is it player, FIFA, his club, or the FA? From say Willie Abomusu or the Fia Baba. As I say, there is a boss here. Club na behwe ti na omo doctor ne omo communicate no na omo yebibi o ba FIFA be compensate and no team no was omo bebo no ho ka to so be recover until your compensation be ramo etimi e de amomo mamenko na mini nkomo Judgment Dental Clinic come aso emra he bape ye tie sina fa fise no ato aso era manti ma message number 0207543637 ye ni nkomo mra sisi ya be baba to aso era mama
tino sisi no very soon you be sign another free dental screening no abetudwa so be ya obi a ontimi call dental clinic crowd no
abeba
at least we make take advantage of it
Matias
sure
ma yani komo ezima do na nezo de award ma ye no fatwa so never na dia nije semon kwa for films because now I qualify for World Cup the minimze for hedi nyina no na wo so mo ba na ye yo mo sini ye na mo de ko US ni me ko
sure
the yani komo sima do
all right enti ye chia Ghana fo nyina say kudos at the Black Stars team no na the yeso ye kan say Judgment Dental Clinic yuguso ye adwuma na ye wo ho say ye beboa ma wo se no afa ne ntoma pa e de afra enti bomodia na hwehwe ye kira kwan fa ye wo dentist eni ye nante na ye beboa wo san say enipa bebre wo condition but ya na omu hu kwan a omfa so some of them be on ma information ni be on ma oral education about ni nsankan onyanyan enti onimia obeye bibia efa esehu bia no ba Judgment Dental Clinic eno na ye examination and consultation service ewo ho afeso so ye filling ye ka filling na ene say cavities and dental caries say nsuo ye the oral bacteria ni release lactic acid no na abobo osinimu ntokro na afi yakofa kaka na edi abrel bo krampa na ne se no crack na abam ana ese no esuagu ye betumi abonde but you different types of filling na ye betumi ayede aboa ye composite filling ho ye amalgam filling ye GI filling ye sophisticated ceramic filling ye gold filling ni na oba Judgment Dental Clinic ye be ye di aboa ni a restore osena crack abam eso na esuagu ntokro na abedi dem no se de be ya enkofa e haubi embryo you Kumase Bantama Abepo Junction Total Filling Station or a Hona Judgment Dental Clinic ye Juma na ye branches no so ya to apete Ghana half an ebe bia inti se wo hwa me free Accra no your branches too and ho ye Nungwa ye free old C5 Junction ho aba Nungwa Secondary School no ye ne Baptist Church no and I say Crow constituency NDC party office no and ye direct opposite ena ye wo Domiko Abenya Atomic Down roundabout no ye branch no bi so ewo ho ena okoko Florida ye ne Central Police Station no ena ebo ho pe takrade ye wo Banchase Tadisco Down Judgment Dental Clinic ho ne ye adwuma oko Techiman ye wo Market Magazine Road no so ye ne AY Ahmed ena ye direct opposite na udru aflawo no ye ne Ecobank ena wo the same building mu ewo main road now de koboda no na oko Tamale Judgment Dental Clinic ye wo Tushigu ye ne Central Post Office no ena ebo ho pe enti bomodia ne free numbers na e display o screen so no na sorry ya yantwetwe nkomo na kakra bi a pese ye ne omanfo edi hu nkomo si makakra bi adesua we ye be san ato aso Yakopon Adman next week na ye pese ye ka tank trusting habit ho asem na empe bebre no ubehu se ye ka tank trusting habit a bon so obu ho no ma na suban bi a anase ebra wo ye infant no odai na di se onum ne ketchema ana onum ne finger no
okay
na ubon say with time no na ne tang no na e pushi at the back of ne teeth no nkakra e de be ne mu.
Okay.
Say abofra e de ne nsa hye nanum ama watwe bi da obehu pressure pa omode esake omo tang no.
Yeah.
It is our pressure na or de e pushi at that time no ne se no enya nyini nwie.
Yeah.
Bones no nyam for me ahodin sheda enim.
Yes.
Nti on say we obi a wanyini no. Na se no wanya open bite as a result of tongue trusting habit bi a unya no mo problem. It say na ma se oka ne sinisiso a ni molar ni premolars ne intumi ntwensi so nti tam bia no na nenum de no na ne ketrema no etim.
Okay.
Nti obi ho no ma okasa bo se na ne ketrema na se eroli wo nenum. And I won't say it may cry affect the consonants, especially some words you are who pronounce you are affecting because from a by a no on say ye tongue no any yes no and then from any control say they be a bit words be like a F and a S also do count those words nana and from a B and in the more.
Yeah.
Because a banana was not ama a pushing it into a no ma. Luckily enough, no won't say oh you know not at some point in echo. But obi so ho no ma ne de no tumi to aso a kodru say ne mpani fie bu so no afebo sa na ne se no na afem so na ye wo overjet ene wo overbite no so e wo ho na overjet ne de na chese ne se no apenten ayese esensen wie ma ne sa.
Okay.
Na overbite ne so de ya na okani ne sinisi so abo se na space e da ho nti we no incisors na wo front teeth no extra ni lower one no kakra bi but overjet ne de na chese akosensen ewiem e ba na sa na ekili enipa na nkasa ne confidence.
Yeah.
Because e sunsunso bebre e be no bo kra e bia oben wo bi anase e bia small e bi abesi no enam se ne se no esensen ho dada ne nti no na akoka no ena afeso e ba sa na ese no ahodin enim.
Oh, okay.
Ena afeso so no enam say ese no entumi align yi no obi ho no de ne ye genetic factor heredity.
Okay.
Ebi a ebusua no free mu no either mo amene side na papa ne side no utumi peke saa de no bi problem bi e wo ho ana obi susu ho no ma te se de make ya no ne tongue trusting habit na say ne finger sucking habit no enti odi nyini no ama ne se no align yi.
Oh, okay.
An hihye yi enti eba ne saa na odidi a onya difficulty. Ana aduane ankasa no on say eno so ye adwuma of its own say udidi no e wo say utumi to bo ase na ese no tumi resa break it down aduane no na ama digestion so atumi aye adwuma kama and obi a wo sa problem no obo say time bia no ontumi chew and on break it down aduane ni ye nti digestion so a problem.
Yeah.
And apart from that no because of say ne se no entumi align ye nti ya na ne jaws no aya na problem kakra e wo mu. And obi susu ho no ma ono ne de akwai te say ese no ba kusi ha na ase achiachia some way bisa ho be hia say ugwa ko hu dentist immediately na ebi ana tia wote ho is because say unnim say ye betumi aye ho adwuma oba gentleman dental clinic ye betumi aye ho adwuma e de ama.
Wow.
Enti procedures ni be say ye betumi ahye braces na etumi a correct and say align esena an hihye yie na na say entumi ansa so yie no na etumi align ne kama na eno no ebe depend on said the severity no isitie odbo ne de na ahantu so hwe we da ya correct no ni braces no I just say we very soon obetumi ayi braces no edi afri no
braces no ba it depend e ya na the more exact time I was a nipa no audition
on say obi eba clinic for instance on say first no you be di kan eye examine.
Okay.
Sometimes obi o say we try no x-ray na we hwe ni jaws ne se no na ho de bi kana problem bi o braces no current to mean support it. Na de betumi supporting e betumi ayama no it depends on the problem is it any eseno ne no job bones na ho de no esitie nti obi ono ma ne de no a check crabia by 6 months na correct it. Obi so crabia 6 to 1 year na ne de no a correct it. Nti it depending on senior problem is here then etie but the good news is that no matter what you betumi a correct no amano afane to mapa e de fra na ma confidence no etumi abafo.
But braces no say amu ze na manfo use the people life ne ade a.
Oh yeah, your fashion braces wo ho no.
But no enye nsusu azo bi awo se so.
Oh well on say obi a share braces obi man no pese or dey e born life cosmetic dentistry no it comes under that.
Okay.
So pese or born life be na ono see ye but medicated one ne dey it is for correction a procedure and a ye said the bear obi a or either over jet and overbite problem say go no ma ne se no senior esitie na ma okasa oni pema sa nipa no on time pesere e woni pe
no correct
enti oba ye betumi ahye ne ya correct na atwe asi ani kama also sometimes obi o kra ne se no ba kusi ha na ba kusi kwan didedem eno say ye say praye wi ba ko a na ebu bate kaboma iti the more na udidi na certain age bo say ese no because of say we obi anko esi ne baby nko na agi aduane ne pressure no ewisa ese ye adwuma pa it bo say with time no bo say na usena start na into because ese say it we can see any ese ye aligned na etumi aka bom na etumi break it down aduane say the bear 80 years or 90 years no ubetumi atwa na usene guolum correct a problem bi anye dey emma ho
mati jawan
enti for gentleman dental clinic 055 913 9582 and 0549 906 588 Nemom kai say gentleman dental clinic yen see you Mr. Frempon the timu ye pa o se wo sa problem ni bia o de bra ye bema wo atua no enkakra kwanya wo se obetumi atua no kakra eda mo se pa
fọ̀fọ̀ polo ni wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ yànnà káyé bòmó yé yé.
Kakana fisem no ento aso enfama nto betimi de adwenche no aba na yawrera ma 0207543637 eboa na niamande da di pemfa emma koto toado abomode di common difficulties ani ofisi na yentie nensem kakra or the remedy am I?
Thank you for the warm welcome so far. Yeah, we were facing some difficulties through some injured players. It's also, to be honest, not so easy for us to get replacements because of visa problems and issues. It's always not possible for us to get fast replacements. Yeah, we prepared very well. We saw a lot of matches from South Korea. We know what they're capable. They have a lot of very good players in the defense, like Kim from Bayern Munich, but also up front, they're very strong with Lee from PSG and Song definitely, and Wang, for example, and another Lee from Mainz 05. So we know them very well. I think they've had some good results. Also, the last result against Bolivia, where they played very well, and so we know their strength. It was going to be a difficult match. I think.
Altiamo ye koma coach to aro abomode di. Aero nyamo china game Egypt to you South Korea china no papa. Nada game no. Ebe ro no chese adeba kwa ha omupa ni pra. Eremeti mere more swag awards no ebo mo dey away the 50th award. Na ohe say the moon common city the Roma home base footballer of the year. Ekwema Benjamin Asari and foreign base footballer of the year Ekwema Antoine Semenyo. Weight lifter of the year Kwedema Emmanuel Amo Boateng. Home base female footballer of the year Kwedema Comfort Yeboah. Foreign base female footballer of the year Kwedema Chantelle Hawker Boy. Or no Kwedema no na prospect of the year Kwedema Abdul Aziz Isa. Male footballer of the year called 18 year Abdul Aziz Isa. And female club of the year Kwedema Police Ladies. Swimmer of the year called Edema Jusel Mensah, referee of the year called Edema Daniel Lai, and a local footballer of the year Mukaima Abdullah Uramo Mana Fama Azakis Lady Seneco Etimi Ede Emma Untiaza Pepe Edisiatia Yeron no Eramitimi Ede Amao Moma de Ghana Premier League and Onama Bobo Soname results are ye record the day 10 Saturday Sweet All Blacks and Shebi Amaha to folk Entimian Shebi Sunday matches are ye record you know see Initiate Asante Koroko Shebaku Mediana Eshebaku Bichembu Mino FC Samates 1996 Anshebi Pound out of your Bumino my young apostle Saint Anshebi Go Star Shebakuma Karela United Anshebi na Bichum Charles Bumino Nation set Timobako Basek Holy Star Shebino my Vision FC Shebino Dreams FC Shebako United Anshebi na 11 Wonders 11 Wonders there is a Makramo Pan or Makramo Tatizo almost Shebakuma Mediama Kokobom, you know, na ano Edimpa. But already table now, Mediama 21 points after 10 matches. Heart of Lions Tosmian after 10 matches, 21. Ediana, Tosmian 20 points. Gold Stars Tosu 19 points. Heart of Folk, almost about 10 matches, 17 points. Korokotosun Sian, about 8 matches. That was 16 points. FC Samates Tosun Son, almost about 10 matches, was 16. Young Apostles, Tosun Watch, almost 14. The Azure number 16, you know. Sweet All Blacks about 10 matches, 8 points. Baseke 17 position, 9 matches, 6 points. 11 Wonders about 10 matches, 2 points. It is a pepe, Erisi Etia. Emunsemno, Edi Eromo, Etimi Ede Amao. Yefiono, Yanko, Yanimi Ninkomo, na Coach Abdul Karim Zito. Abomodi Edin Komo na. As a commodity no mubisa, no ze ohe chances I have Pitami Dua Kwase na. Yana Fabi Bine Hard, you call boy no, Nimbo pa. Na dear no area found, see. Din in common, Ediche.
You think it's also a time for you to design a program for Peter because his end product has been a problem since he joined Asante Kotoko.
Since he did what?
He joined.
So nobody can change Peter. I'm telling you today. Nobody can change Peter. Peter, as you saw him, this is Peter. There's nothing. I said a lot. You understand me? This is way. So I have to design to fit him.
Diamo ye komo bomo de to asase no some ye reason some players be more entimi nya akunya selection and majam na say and also din hon komo Ediche.
I don't want to single out the player and talk about him, but there are some players I've noticed they are comfortable with where they are, so he doesn't even try to do something for the coach to see him and to select him. You understand me? I don't have to say a lot about this because it will maybe bring a lot of minimum asset because nipa no person obuano ese obuano and yet me I am very honest with myself. I'm honest with the job. I'm honest with the people I worked with. This is my principle of life.
Eno ye koma coach at the crime zito bomodi to ja to a player na mwa ho we ezi nyame boa de waboa no ko uze za nete nyame boa de waboa no oze ne ye kan the si nyame boa de waboa jo no boa ho no ntime boa no no you used to play me dem me ball right back and kwada bi oze no nye ne dwuma sa e wo so biem na we ni ade oze na wo kan zito de etora calculate several cars we ja abotra o man wo ni benya asem about ye bibia anto je yo and I don't pay me bon itie the press conference no 18 solid minutes and that broke crab itie ni nyina sie ni tie wie no but so dem am comedy I'm comedy right I'm comedy na me din come na nye we are mame Black Guy was his first match no and he play so omodi na baba so Felix Chemediama Lauren Sansan Pandora Heart of Lions. Na be Lawrence or say any mistake no. Apia could be very good stars. Gideos Asia Con Dream Service Razak Sensing Nation Ebenezer Aban Heart of Lions Kamara Dean Mahmudu Mediama Muhammad Ali Accra Heart of Folk Sami Kufo Ewo Nation CFC Isaac Iyaro Dream CFC Patrick Asiro Asante Koroko Boat Regan Arafat no Bechim United Prince Owusu Mediama Kevin Nkrumah Mediama Shrag Sedu Dream CFC Eti Dogley Ejamere Mapanda Out of Lions Akwisi Sorotu Badori Brekum Chelsea and I was said Kuju Asante Koroko Abdul Karim Accra to Folk Emmanuel Mafo Idiana Football Club Peter Amid Wakwa Asante Kotoko and Darlene Yeboah Bechim United Emmanuel Anon Nations FC Emmanuel Mama FC Samates Emmanuel Laban Bechim United, Samuel Atakumi, Bibieri Gusta, Martin Kakari, Accra to Folk, Shaibu Faiza, Brekum Chelsea, Gariba Faiza, Karela FC, NRF, Kusi Nana Asante, Vision FC. Never what we are guys here, we cry money on Mokoye interview.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, then we are saying, oh, Adriana, although we are aware of the incident involving some of our fans at Abuaso. In the Ashanti region last night. We regret to announce that 2 of the fans have lost their lives and 2 others are currently on admission at the Comfort Anochi Teaching Hospital responding to treatment. We are in constant touch with the families and relevant stakeholders and will provide updates as when we receive them. That we reach the bereaved, family strengthening and empathy and those on admission spirit recovery. Even upon a maestro. Media and Krobia Commercia Sante Koroko. Sante Koroko extend its heartfelt condolence to Indiana Football Club following the tragedy loss of supporters. Emerson can come at 10 but almost supporter. Omode Kwakwa Kuramia Mediana incident amra. See wa boss of fans are near Omoba Babeta team nature. Per memory report in the 207 driver be and a coco bayu mosa. We are Quano Crange now. And I need Panu Minu Ahro Monkwa. I see Minuna can be Modano. Your bomb person be young or no maba ababe to so na or mababe supporting and football no na the Diana supporters be no Kruma na me na Kwakuma na was in a colorful event pa na kid was on board with the baby girls no dewa no mo di on baby ram ni adia na and so no kotoko game no so na no dey be na ga ba be do common incident sisi here ni adia down to about clinic ya carry a chose and the doctor na Owusu Kutre ampen MON-FRI doctor friend na ni nkomo omo na stroke actually 2 solid years and 1 month pay e doctor bomodin aso mo yaye na de tiare so no ne de faces waboa man ne wasori ana oto a untimi nyewe no obesan de wafom na physiotherapy na course rehabilitation no ya de be running so stroke na echewa ya na adwen no edu be bi ntimi nhera nyejuma ntina bo so sa da ho ntimi nkasa mfa body ni nyina no omo de machines be de amo ebeboa ama wenya ahode uyo ba na ne wapeba unye bia yesi edu abosome so a na obu nse nhera mba ye ebu awa wo de wenya hawo kakra enamia yesu du nyanti ama onyinsem kra na say wo de ramo odwanto aheba clinic ebe na yetu asera mana mema some low spec count to do nya wadi na ukujokujo masa ha adwen oye beme wo so di so na di form ayase common kan hyehyɛ no otedua no ma munya den enyedu ano nye den enyedu na ano nye hyehyehye odi abo adwuma ma girls no ama ma opiafo boys ni bebre didi omuntini ho ni nyina nze mu eden Ramu Odwanto Aheba Clinic Ebena Yabo Mojabo so fibroid said ne diabetes asthma hepatitis B wakoma o kidney o lung o liver no ni rebo baby girls no oyo obesima anya wa ho fe no wanim obesima no anfio ne ka ho kwa we nye BBL adwuma ne yeye na momre ye bebo na ya tight anfio na ma ya bibidro achi no so ya mamu ayidu na wanimu no emu ayidu tu na mo a wo bibibia bi ebe den na boy ne befa wachi ma bibi ncheche enye den nya akono Odwanto Aheba Clinic. My goodness, afi baby girls na was a musisi baby boys no epi baby a we de baby a wa kono baby a sent bi any want to ramu Odwanto Aheba Clinic na yemwa. Na September no we hyehyɛ ba ya free health screening. Ya de ekoso wo mo ho a yenju sike bia wakoma o liver o kidney o lung o prostate no hepatitis B no ba wa peba onya bia akwa e free ye be sa labs ni nyina de amawa yenjo kapede opomo a wodi chemo Abidjan Kwanta School Junction no omoben Goyo filling station Esseso Lake Road fe nana doctor nana Owusu Kutrampi mo ahoma iso na ne doc ni nkomo na kan ha na obebo pa 0555 805533 0555 805533 nyamwa na nyama koye pa etimi emfa emao kama pa odi ABOU Martinez for Manso Budiase good win for France Nigeria should sag their manager champion Martinez or good evening Martinez watch you live from American I'll say Krobia Kumase Asante Koto ABOU is your boy Oscar from B Town Babato or the more update on Chelsea do wanna Kokumu di Romero please this is your lovely guy Kwesi Bontoff watching the show live from Asante Mamponu Damang. But I think our referee should back up small. Why am I saying this? Yesterday, Asante Korogenidiana got a penalty, but he ignored. Why? They should be bold enough and award the penalty. This can't happen in Europe. Come what may, Krobia will win Wednesday, inshallah. And greetings to my lovely wife, Agnes Ekienima at New Damang. Yoreba Ebabi Rano. Good evening, ABOU. Kotoko should terminate Donzo's contract with immediate effect. Sikamwashe, they say Pepra, Nedio Alonso Baye, and no. Good ABOU, please tell Kotoko goalkeeper this to punch the ball outside the post, not in front of it. From Nana to Park, for Wamahini so Noreba, Eba Babi, remember the messages in the door so far, but remember the Yidia Canon, and go.
Kwaku, you see, Ghana football no.
What the Indian on? I also crab as you if you are called. Can you to the car say, said almost the fixtures no, and one another be a replace in the pra. May say, oh, you all say how new look nice, chef fixtures.
Europeans
sometimes on.
No
more combat free gave you phone mobile. Your mamma more matches in pay so much about complaining.
And now say, players will wait to control outside their room, or want to be control inside the room, or a lot of things. But today,
as they already,
you understand me? Now, if you go back from Hasefolk, we went to Accra, play Hasefolk, stay there, play vision. On our way, our car spoiled. We reach here 11 o'clock in the night. So, if you were to visit, will you train? No. I didn't train. I didn't train even the next day because I saw tiredness within the boys. And this is the league, we should play. I even said the FA should look into it in future because dreams as we passed through this, we nearly went into relegation. Sometimes the same thing. So it's like we are not rushing. The outstanding matches are there. What do when it is Sunday? When it is we are not Europeans. Europeans have an energy, and the way they eat, it energizes them Sometimes they take not to dope them, but to give them what the body here cannot give you. So when you do all these things, seriously, I don't think it's fair.
Let me ask you like how you what it? Your football Hey! But this a sample my issue.
My shock. Like
today I'm not on Coach Karimzi too. Today I'm not on him. Young football any year because Obia want to settle a score. Obia person okase ye me win to see you yesterday referee friend say Osman whoever no be of your team match and go to give wa bon tell referee bia o Ghana. And it's about time and some trophy ni bia ye affiliate here who to teams we some of the team that ye na assemble we say we to we are these teams and they cook Ghana football. And the more reason why sometimes I will always have issues with Sebio ye nuanum panifo bi omo adwuma wi mu. Se me kato na no da me ko Divoire. Me ni Ghana sem tofo ni ko wo ba sem abra na amde ye ko venue to watch game. And sometimes I know it gets me angry. But my mama we no ayino so mama incident one. Enra park nso team bia so fire in referee decision.
Yeah, and they no correct.
Team bia so fire into mo call fache WhatsApp ni mo ma incident 1, incident 2, incident 3. Nipo so far more no was team my friend here Adiana. No two ways about that. Because some of the decisions that referee take you park no na porous. This is a incident 1. Saka Dauda on only day. This is a foul and probably a yellow card. Referee na ni you.
On a will crack Koku va Koko check as I name will be a agromit mama red card.
Wait,
red card.
I also watch that pass with you.
One you. David don't look about chance this we one yeshi.
That's winning incident 1.
One yeshi. Mama incident 2 no. O incident 2 no mama Koku. Joseph Pablo.
No about we I do we muze zito ya no say. One sheda adu abro sheda. Bia no betima ken no sheda.
But Diablo na be see Diablo ni na call but na say one sheda.
Sheda. Incident we do sheda. Obia no betima ken sheda. Clear red card o sheda.
Nti Kwaku we another one. Mama the next one na enko. We was a clear penalty for Adiana. We a clear penalty. We say clear penalty. At the whole penalty ni boom. Penalty. Maybe the 4th incident. Well, on a normal day, we have penalty, another red card,
another penalty.
But people want to settle score. Say, hey, you be referee. It is a real one. You be referee. We put the ref no bar partners and wa bomb papa when no one may eduma our partners. We will tell people the truth nowadays. Because all your referee do be dinner park. You see, you increasing incentives. Your mouse come more. What made the boy here? Now be dinner park so now 4 clear incidents. Don't say one who back okra. Tell me that one there who be here them park so. Because 4 incidents in a game that one who back okra back po one to me who say oje. They never say me. When you see into amokana into amokayi. Kwaku they are the people that don't mean football in Koso. And it's about time you can create woman. We are young cancer 12-1-7 now. You support 2 teams in T. We want to settle score. That is not how it's supposed to be. You football is a. So see you in football in year. Then get yourself out of these things. You cannot crunch down for me and sit down for a grow. Yesterday it was a beautiful football because I felt if you look at Kotoko's midfield now for doing a midfield now they were going to give us beautiful football and in fact they did. So what I said, Atta and Seydou Sana on a normal day. Boy, was a good one. We saw Kotoko after a year. Turn a building film, ever ball, Hilaya double, and a samban, Eddie Babaya. We saw Kotoko also playing.
But I've been trying on ra. Pay memory reporter, me tea and common me dear. So Kotoko, my show ni Koku Lusu game na. Common bloom coach ka Abdul Karim Zito.
Kokume
ba. I don't know so wrong with that report here. The lineup was like said Kuju. Tinibu. And a double. A win few. As the game never shall say and I said to complain says Stella and Nino. Ultimate playmaker. Obetini ababe shimo beboa das babaya. Now the thing do cause on concomo tails saying.
Oh yeah. Then the coach will comfortably sit down and say we play now boy position both different way single position. I don't know I am say or the ayibamwa or the I player we Kwame Pokubamwa. On va no ball 11 on number 6. Sometimes because I'm not going to come up for and it's like as for monso or maybe be with you know I won't be in cancer being come on yendi you can't send me the board
no jaka because bed is a boy work with my cars or the abroad.
Sometimes these things I don't want a Chelsea team that way now and so my say don't come on number 10
and you play the team is hard
what the car was me play me team there but we've seen players are who don't go position back in the team. Was so harnessed to himself or harnessed to he's not being harnessed in terms of fielding players on the field of play. They are players that they need time. There's one thing I don't want to hear. Oh, to say about fatigue. Players are resting on the bench. Quality players are on the bench that they can get minutes to play to free up among 4 legs in this team. You are not giving them the opportunity to play, and you come back and complain. Samba since last season, game beyond game beyond. I'm not saying so or any cancer. But if you are talking about tiredness, fatigue, give him rest. Now was center backs who have blow ones who was a career for saying night bench. So always be an or remember. If you do that, you will definitely suffer. And young country, if this is how he's going to do, I like it when he says, already still the target is to win the league. I like it when you are now. You're both do match with 28. No one team so wait match the league now. Because squad they crack to corner. And no performance no more. This season, because what 2 credible opponents with you, they know we. They played Heart of Lions currently in the top for one count. They played again with you or want to meet ones who want to meet me. We are here and we'll be watching. Because 2 years has this diary, and no, I said this on my YouTube, and I'm not for any man. I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper, but goalkeepers are punchable to say me. This was one, and in the second half he did another one. That is not how goalkeepers generally. He's a good goalkeeper, and I trust him. Say, "Obey my money," but you are able to turn and you want to punchable the two. International on working on it. Never be an else 18 year kama. Kwaku those on it dear. I don't want to go much into it. Maybe our time never. But se kasa ni bi ni ya de hane ya de pamu coach ze bi ya kam do ki apamu no. You see the reason why sometimes I wouldn't say me problem with a man for. Coach Kando is a developer and Waka say he's a developer. And the coach that way developer to make catch your point blank. You can't change Peter. Because you see he's not been productive. Peter is one that or your winger or jibo bet to come. But as to the final product, or release the ball no, never want to net ultimate. Near can coach you see you can't change Peter. The Peter quantity say you now or Bobo no bet to piano and one. And he gave that sometimes one say or say word market to call on to me or yes, it's more to me. Now got to go and lose your car. Coach you see you can't change Peter. Kwaku ya jinidi. Black Galaxy is quite now Babonteno. Lord, I'm one.
No, so we are first back.
Kwaku dabi.
We are first batch.
Kwaku say first batch. Kwaku say first batch. Nanti. Kwaku meba. Say first batch. Nani me din komo say first batch. I mean to us here. Kwaku the player that they are performing currently in the league will be our hobby. Currently in league na yebo.
Ti. Meba ti. Nyabotre. Say we ujina. Ma unse nko fwa shasi o mo kanwa sembo mo players bidi. Ba nyabotre. We are first batch.
Kwaku. Dabi. Me pesa maji first batch. No ti. Didn't say.
It's our squad we are my friend. Squad we are my friend. It could be saying do the main list no crowd. You said top players were, but more best select your crowd should be on do 10.
Yeah.
Sometimes no crowd me is a lot more boy. I would love to see him in the next squad. Reason is simple. Squad we more than Paul is all more call more come on show. People crack come when you can get training. How would you agree? So when I was selecting oh squad I will be in Zabano. Or Razak Simpson, or Sami Kufu, or Ali Mohamed, or Kamal D. Mahmoud. Also, players will automatically or more team Mudada. We Benjamin Asari.
Now, I'm not going to come from local blaster.
But I don't find a local group for what I say. Benjamin Asari. And Alex Bachidis squad. The American what I say. And Timunya Botre. So when we have a man show, oh, can we acquire say? Munyabo second batch. No, that's the first batch. No, you don't players now.
So what shot at the anymore? Lord, I'm one. Alex Boachu more trace best center backs in the Ghana League. You come and do
Mateze no na see you akodi nkomo.
Kogu and the normal.
Mateze see you akodi.
You don't expect the CEO. You don't expect the CEO of Ediana to come and tell you say Samba better. You can't do that. But me that I sit here. Say Samba born Kotoko and our farmer. But before Zakaria Fuseni joined Kotoko, na Samba nye better change Zakaria Fuseni before he joined Kotoko. Say him Samba. Bobo na farmer no Kotoko. Bibia also near there. But a player that about 34 matches like consistent 3 years. Or makes a defender center back that own the yellow card and mixing games. Are playing for Chelsea, a team that mostly they are under pressure. How can you tell me this? So, and see you as
Alex, why you know so almost there he has been consistent.
Agumba. And you don't expect anything from the CEO.
And I know people also had problem with the MVP.
Sure.
Well, people say Alex Boachu say do sana.
Yes, they did extremely well. But I do we become as my day.
And the last time came you cry Kasi Jack. Ghana MVP there.
Ghana MVP there. And Koye. Ready I get to one Ghana outside Boachu. For that strike, I will go on most your reference now more for.
I'm not crass some test for also. Man, complain. What ya? Some test, but I'm here crosses. My shoe, brame. Me video need their man. Some test, man, also complain. So almost so pan the omode yomono. Hupa. My shoe, bram.
DIABY. Match back one over the weekends, apart from Edi Kotokone, Adriana Stars and Common. Match back one, I think, in the Nika Crabber Hono. So, was with All Blacks, ne Accra House of Folk, DIABY. Obekaya, before this game, so the All Blacks management at the Krata about one team by one new coach.
Yeah.
Say so when to me and share House of Folk or move to me up on coach, you know, as the head coach for Swedru All Black because of say free Somoba into the premiership, you know. 10 games or Mabono, they've not been able to exceed very well. Currently, as we speak, after game on board draw with Accra House of Folk, they've been placed 16th on the league logger, almost 8 points, just behind Bichim United on also so 9 points, just a point the air separate from that. And Oshe that particular game near course now, they be Mekase, the coach of Accra House of Folk, sometimes he makes things difficult for himself. You see, the fact that Swedru All Blacks a voucher for a win against them in most in a match on Omobono could have easily granted House of Folk their win in away match against Swedru All Blacks. DIABY this season. So House of Folk we are sometimes more consistent, and as more performance in away matches. It has been inconsistent for me in that particular moment of matches.
But boy so bad you are
Oh yes.
Keep away. Benjamin say Chidi nya de ketu akro. Hey, Solomon Agbesi
no. Yeah. Because he had a wonderful save, sir. Now can maybe feel say anyo noa in House of Folk.
He played with All Blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played with All Blacks.
Oh no, na big.
Yeah, he was
House of Folk.
Miami Piki. Miami Atibi. Kwa uise lano su yabe kwa. Sibe bobo ba sibe no a problem overconfidence ana.
Overconfidence.
Nanu nyame nko aba so ball ko bopo. Wa ya both troopers about defender wa hye n'anim awi. Ya bama striker. Clear ball no so okwa akoyi ball ne de ayeden o na afa nje
overconfidence na ha no. Overconfidence na ha no. Overconfidence there, but DIABY, just like I was saying, so this game, Nipo saving House of Folk panel was Solomon Agbesi, the goalkeeper for House of Folk, and then he did well in making sure say Benjamin say when you now say on he didn't home come say arguably in our local league, one of the best goalkeepers even for our national team, he will come in and do the succession rate very well for Accra House of Folk, but did Dramani. You see, crucial matches like this are quite way, You should understand, say, at crucial moment, it was a OJ point. In fact, maximum 3 points a bit more boosted Accra House of Folk DIABY. Because in the last couple of matches, you didn't come on. House of Folk points on when it is not good.
Yeah.
But the House of Folk has been consistent, making sure, say, to me about the last 10 matches in the Ghana Premier League. But I heard the number of points somewhere as compared to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Ekame say with the pending 2 matches, Kotoko ewo no 18 points na Kotoko kura no. Se Kotoko timi share omu last 2 matches definitely they can easily go on top of the Ghana Premier League because 18 plus 6 points. About 20 saying.
That's 24.
24.
Yeah.
And Nipo or no toss back no. The points need to do 24 points. So easily Kumasi Asante Kotoko can easily go on top of that particular league law. Mediama 21 points.
Kotoko points here is 16 rather.
16.
Yeah,
sorry, 16. It's on 6 points. Meaning it's on about 22
points.
Just a point behind Mediama Football Club. And another say House of Folk position no Madonna, it is not good. A big club like House of Folk last season, a money more boy into me and call into the first 2 no. Metina say that performance because the last 3 seasons for House of Folk no even put and qualify and the top 4 of the top spot in our Ghana Premier League. And no game and I said Saturday game I'm share ABOU against the All Blacks now. In fact, Solomon Besi is on that particular day. But I expect Didi Dramani to do something wonderful against Swedru All Blacks. We should forget. Says Swedru All Blacks no a tormento muko so me pamo coach. So maybe House of Folk game number boy. They wanted to console Swedru All Blacks because of how Muntimi really consistently. But with that being said, House of Folk needed to win this particular game and win it abruptly against Swedru All Blacks. But to Swedru All Blacks, they should understand say the Ghana Premier League no more born and connected to no boko relegation no masaba back. It is not the same Ghana Premier League again. If you were a club, now say back into a Ghana ubem, now say need that kind of quality players. Who players now on own resource so more. Who players now on untimi and making sure say ubetimi asho musu ya. Just understand say you cannot befit the level of Accra House of Folk, the level of Mediama, the level of Ibeni Gusta, the level of Samates, and other teams are currently, as we speak, or more boosty or more Ankasa presence in the Ghana Premier League. DIABY, Samates, Ibeni Gustas, or more in every relegation about you. But Omo no, sorry, Omo free
Division 1 about.
But Omo no, they were able to announce their presence in the Ghana Premier League because of how a club team resource management team resource no more a good revenue a resource club no. It is a club Swedru All Blacks. Without being said, so who torment to coach and making sure that the necessary thing that you do to help your players become one of the best players within the Ghana Premier League, you should do resource them, making sure so bet me money draw. But Mediama against 11 Wonders, DIABY, or moving against 2-1. And this season, they say Ghana Premier League, you know. A new one say a Kasa Kotoko and a House of Folk, and I say Go Stars, baby, any Go Stars money. Pando out of lands, Munko the bit Magic Ghana, and Dianamo. DIABY, this season we are going to have a tight competition because when we are seeing Mediama going that particular performance of moving 2-1 against 11 Wonders, now check here Diana Stars how they came to Barbara Sports Stadium to hold Kumasi Asante Kotoko down, making sure they will get a secured point from Kumasi Asante Kotoko now. And looking at Pando Heart of Lions, so a secure win. It tells you, say, we are going to have a competitive Ghana Premier League this season. It is more behind than any other club. See, you bon we and I see you bon friend week 24, week 21. Let's see you club are all trim points by 7 points, by 6 points. Best some clubs nobody this or no. Obi a bit Magic Ghana Premier League, but Mediama has shown it off. Since I will check it from last 3 seasons. Omo number of players about 17 players. Omo to call mortar. It's also coming back by Ghana Premier League and making sure some stay relevant, consistent enough for the football club. No, I believe the time is due this season. Looking at how Omo Ankasa Moses team no, and looking at how they've been resourced very well. No, I believe the Mediama can easily cause something. Ometima tormente Kotoko, tormente House of Folk, tormente Dianamo in making sure that cleanse the title of this particular Ghana Premier League. But Enra gave me a ball by Barbara Sports Stadium. No. I saw something different from the Ghana Stars. DIABY, for you to have that young boy, Seydou Sana, busting the midfield for Ghana, making sure say the midfield of Kumasi Asante Kotoko ebe looking hopeless. No, I believe say we should commend their coach. He's doing something well for the football.
Choba sticker.
Yeah.
I remember saying Yamiana was a crop Adana Samas Kokubo no prior went to Mamboy.
Yes.
Or not the Sana de or more.
The guy was technically gifted. See, Diaby, one will say sometimes they be a Mexican because sometimes and so boy, especially in the midfield. And yet them be na wusu wa ho be play. Enra me hu ade ba ko Samba O'Neal when he was being played in the midfield area. Who say or use more of the energy. Use more of the body balance. Use coming with most of aggression in the midfield as a defensive midfielder. But Seydou Sana doesn't relate like that. He's very calm on the ball. The composure, how he actually beats most of the opponents in terms of body movement. Extra how technically gifted the ball is. And no Samba O'Neal lucky in the midfield. And not just say he's not a proper midfielder. He is a proper centre back. It is a Mulusu ball na onimpefe say Elsuni abro no mu echi hodno. So one they will easily commit mistakes. And they were doing it, of course. So sometimes you needed to have that dual task, playing the midfield and also going back into the defensive action of Kumasi and Tokotoko just to help them. And I believe that social Biana stars players now, each and every individual within their position, Biana, they play so, especially with their centre back. Diaby. Alex Boache. The guy is very solid.
No, about Agumba, the end of Kwaku. And Mamu Haneyamo. I am Agumba Baya. Agumba almost Okoro no be 11 years.
He's a good player.
Now the technique not the ball. And you was said it's you the ball watches and Tababio.
He is
Agumba the end.
He is a good player.
Putting Nadia one where Mammy Samsuro no pa. Uni height. Mount me Fabo Jano
so that very good. Meaning say the situational awareness no essence also.
Only first time I'm going to call me call Ediana match you I grow those days now more to me. T omo bobo no mo de nibo 6. Na me say who's what you say DM
6 yeah.
Why you who's any technique in here because since the last time now catch him so no so no more than call. Is not one of the finest academy. Go matters no last on no abeke to mo de call Belgium.
Wow.
Manuko kusia unzo no mono ko de bia ko play football.
Play football.
And on to the other hand the technique no jebo the long passes obo. The short passes obo. And on so nya sa center backs no ba no ba biti out. I feel na mo di ti last time ko win free say abronye be kwa ko red card omuruko no. But last abro we no here. E ba bia on Castle on be man.
Yeah, on be man no. Intentionally or intentionally he wanted to hit the player. Intentionally it was very bad. It was very, 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 very bad. But Diaby, me who carries it to ye. Asana carries it to Kaino.
Or see prayer hano. See me problem in our prayer honey team.
And yeah, no crampo as such, Diaby. In the coaches as a prayer, how one, have players now. He knows how to manage the players very well, especially when you are running the rotational policy within your club. So running rotational policy very well. That's the injuries setting in within your club. One person you can get the best out of some players within the bench. But Diaby, so we didn't come. Na see about match we na press conference. Who could didn't come kase. Peter mi do akwa. Okwa eni mu hono na so ntimi utilize the ball very well. Ni ebusa o sign come no ho asem na so utimi bie wano as a coach. Eka chance and trophy and even football fans say yen yano na de obe a coach that didn't speak like that. Pep Guardiola on kasa asemeda Ancelotti mu even coach Kwesi Appiah NBA na no kasa asemeda because we've seen some players so we coach na so who step your foot into a football club so once a player be the finishing enya it is the responsibility of you the coach to make sure say some player na the finishing enya no obe polish no ama the finishing I very clinical at the football club no. Because in common area, say Peter made the work of finishing very good. That's what Timisha some number of goals not Kumasi and Tokotokwa. We can easily rely on him without relying even Kwame Pokuso. And as a Morofin Jones also. But as a coach, for you to come out in a press conference and say Yenjano, then he is not worthy of the club. I was almost Pamano.
Now what?
Debbie. Say, who your coach now be one kasa asem now? You need to be sacked.
Now what?
Diaby, you need to be sacked. Diaby, akwa when say Juma ye. Na mpenifo afro say adwuma na wo ye no. Mfonso say na ba no aka che mpenifo say adwuma dey say ya na ye no. influence one without influence no with influence no say ya nebeko. That means you don't want to learn on the job. So you need to get sacked. Yabi. So we coach yes for the football club. I know what the other tactics need game management too. The development of players also is very important and plays crucial parts.
But mama me kakra whenever those days na kotoko dey as kwa Africa no. Ko gu no mo ba Africa na omo mba stand match na omo nye no eno nko na omo ba to so mbekọ akọba age na asese.
Omo mba stand match.
Nen to aso sa. Nen to aso sa.
You we complain no how you be na work on and on mom.
Enu nye complain.
All players are on
enu nye complain.
That is the situation you find yourself.
Yabi enu nye complain enfama currency to that. Ultimate council Mikel Arteta wafro top of the English Premiership no. Or the first level of the board EP or the Bekwakobo the same thing as FA Cup. Bekwakobo the same thing as UEFA Champions League. Oh yes, I did that. Or selected individuals are eba FA Cup or umbebo, eba Carabao Cup or umbebo, eba UEFA Champions League umbebo. If the team be no more balanced, rotational policy in the area juma. Diaby, kotoko team near down. And now ne be who analysis wa.
Yeah.
Eye who team any to be. It is there no person or train no. Who players are or mobile first level do more Africa. Elbow also in the Ghana Premier League. Then I say when it comes to other competition, who team fixes some of the players are or more bench almost with the same quality, just like other players or more in the first line for Commerce and Protocol.
Mate, what? Bishop Atapoko about Yambo Chob Aristicker. Now one team, I made them predict the league, you know, be a bit magic. But one team I need him say Cafe on best struggle pie, Diana. We already on new signings now, Coco Mayer. And one interesting to know on goalkeeper, I was always say Prince David, Prince Jose.
Yeah.
Or say the Nasa no. Hey, but who is the
4 games and no consider go.
Now, uni there, say, and you no na your first rate goalkeeper.
Yes, I'm
going to confirm Grigor Beseche. Now, Masaud will order that. Masaud in that last season order. And when you know, plan you do near 2 summer hatcheries on number 1. On number 1. But you know, I almost trained it last time, no consider go.
Wow.
The good coach there no be in a few.
We're not going anywhere.
Go in na we are. Now, so I'm here we now answer my first for about some matters in man complain and almost so yeah. Born in you. Almost so him say offside do. Say go kicking on muji you. My so born in you way.
Offside. What the offside?
Offside way.
I said no flag
is it here way. Hey, now so I saw the boy with try.
Referee you offside. One.
A go kick all offside.
That video say or some put here. Flag is no you offside. Who the hell? Born by. Oh.
Any the whole they born.
Only and one up flags on. Oh. Outside.
The whole they born of flag here.
I'm the weekend you only do matches in now.
Omo per report ni ezekwaku. Bro more buried referees war as a man league you know so na enya kra o abi the Ghana man league in division 1 the referees dey here conformize show why interesting they are not referee be dig penalty ba jima o put j kotoko nya buenya bi j why so who say
me referee na at a certain point dem say ehu aka
ehu ben
and sometimes also no who say the na virus issue ni na no who say not referee no any close to the action.
No, am I sure 19 hour assistant referee so mu ye me check this abro way ni see. You see omo na omo for official no you know mu incident no.
Wow.
So who jina bua referee no
there's no match where you get
but on carry to the defenders on omo nkasa because bo do call we be e be mu PR
sa na omo pe
no but koku e very bad defender mba so be omo be kasa
omo obi wo a oye gentle and calm and because of that
obi also nye bimbo
ndi no omo pa nganya sa
no but and sa na o chia boys ni dan na omo na plan so de omo be fa bi pa wo ya mba bo so kuku te say na no can somebody is a good player but no bomb for that. Cause all this aggression no kobo bia.
Emfa. Merci kwaku kotokotim no. The bia yellow card. Center backs no mo give mo ni yellow card. The bia yellow card.
Ma me fa my first phone why now the any MPJ mu na no cry 0206 334747 0206 334747 0206
4646 0206 4646. Also no we bet me join here. Call out the count ni baby Alfrefi.
Abu DIABY.
Yes sir, me patch on meet you. Me patch on meet you minia.
Ni na se paying for no you my phone ya na asindi o kai na me president me kan wa kakra. What is it kotokoti na kasa da won. Less an inch a hard far because 20 man squad na is no good crack at 19 man squad to me elect you know mo ba package so ana kitami do aba no so inji yes I will nya mo tema good and yes I'm na photocopy pa be able fine but
Mate. Oh, mommy here na me far from about do tie the baby Alfrefi. Hello call out me kan. I was also call me here na me far from na ye kwani. Call out me patcho tie the baby Alfrefi.
Parce que me afeli guy. Je suis petit le baki.
Avarjan mi too.
Naka me say the capture me am team. Aka asfo. Coach no one kan na police protocol na e bo draw they are and e boy you see who me dream mo ya we nya money boy there that's why yes no ni o do the talent no e ka tell you who is that e di one kan no kan after so e ka ko de kakra o ko timo no e ha na fi for so musro mo e I was the difference no. So I'm going to look at no. I'm going to look at no. I'm going to put more money. I have to look at government. You also definitely for moving that was.
Mate, mama far for floor. Me patcho tie the baby Alfrefi.
Hello, lady doctor Edu from Cape Coast.
Yeah, doc. Me patcho okay boko there.
Yeah,
me patcho meet you.
Aha, Kotokopena I don't know MON-FRI.
Oh, doc. Koto penalty ya ba be yin wasema kan nyina ne ade ade. I be all join e enche. Why na ya kan nyina mistakes are not referee ye nyina ya di won komo.
Hello.
Yeah, nkan ko di obi die nje obi die. Mistakes are referee ya kan nyina wa. Why?
Master no. He is not fair in every time they shame but he's not fair in his analysis. When they come to Kotoko issues, he don't want to say anything about it.
Oh.
The other day, they are trying to call that is not honest. They are defending people who are watching the so hey, be very constructive in all the discussions.
Doc, I was and I mean sure the dog could you. Na my so nye anko kan we bia o doc. Hey. Ko gwa se wo. I'm far from. We want to do any baby Alfrefi. Imam me patcho meet you.
Nasa, I love watching the last minute. No problem account. Nasa, one day. Oh no, ni manga sa baby o. Oni mbono bosi ni ndemenya numbu. Ntiza kwa ni moka no wate ma obe kama de ache.
Yeah.
No problem na ndemenya.
Mate. Ma me hwe na me fa fofo. Me ba cho di any baby Alfrefi. Baba cho meet you minia.
Pacho bana no ka mo da just need to be am saying. Hello.
Yeah, also Morgan Rogers I dey.
They don't can be there and the Namate no.
Other than Mate no ni bo change with Belliam.
Don't know about change with Belliam. The ministry
Ate. Why? Matozu ni nyamenta. Me na me fa from. Me pa yo die baby Alfrefi.
Me de ba ko do. Me to abuna bogu.
Baba cho micro meet you.
Unu mama so ake be ha pa.
Oh.
Minya opportunity no for switch question. All Blacks in the hat. In fact, it was a very beautiful game. But my concern was the security issues I wore mine. As a stone, no, they can't be down to near 2 last year.
because now the only thing I'm here say, there was no sex. Inti Madam Kwame was like, Bible to pay. Omo MBM just say omo shame woman and it is okay to be morning or the could anka he could have just entered. Inti security concerns so that you both be state going to the statement. I know that
Mate.
But it's a very nice game with Matthew on Saturday.
Mate, medal perhaps they will see another topic Rebecca. When you see a original Kokuya Saja. But I told Diana baby Afrefi. Hello. That's on your ready, Mamma, and I'm a far for. Why not? Young call Yenin. Call out Dini baby Afrefi. Yeah, call out Dini baby Afrefi. About Jody.
Mr. ABOU.
Mr. ABOU, meet you.
Touch on the same visa protocol coaching, they say. I got what Munchana. Chana Dosso.
Oh.
I'm a ball. I put in now in Champwana, Momoye. One and yes, and Timpasa, Moncasan.
Mate, ma memfa fufro. Me bacho diani baby Afrefi. Hello, caller. Hello, caller, Temenka. No, Lord Temenka. Caller, Temenka, Udini baby Afrefi.
Let me see, because of you now.
Babacho, meet you.
Hello?
Yeah, me too, come meet you.
Your friend is Slim, because of you now.
Sule meet you.
Miss Ressa, I got a phone, send you see what one money to move out. I've been more cancer or working that. My bones so I come home.
Mate, ma Mary na me fa ba contract. We will tie no hom tie o jera ntem nka Mary na me fa ba contract ona ye nyane anko ani. Last call out Dini baby Afrefi. Hello, last call out Temenka. Majo. Ya me na so ye call.
Ayonko yen church will be ana. Nyambo besan so. Ehia na ye di dwumadi ne kama dia ko bibia. Lord no.
Go. Bunny.
Yako.
Yeah, yako. But Mamincha Elvis Apple Home. Ewo adum. Elvis Michao. Yeah, Michao. iPhones ne dem say so was the no be ya int me do ko no akọ na afi machia si go de ma Polovia Motors. Pon e be ko akoto car na be atima ya kamanti no machia o mo ende.
Pate here ma premium bocha ye be ba no pana ya ba be trans 7 to 8 we are be trans say ya 3 p.m. to 5:45 na dia ke remit me da monti e obi bi o je pene hwe anwume yase mo anti afa mo call no so mo fan che obi bi are no yo chan be san sha da mu nyina asenya me show bi